radio station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. At the FIBA World Cup semifinals in Manila today, Germany beats Team USA 113-111, fending off a furious U.S. comeback in the final minutes. U.S. coach Steve Kerr.
I couldn't be prouder of our guys for how hard they played, how they've approached these last 5 weeks in practice and put in all the work. And this team is very worthy of winning a championship. And we just didn't get it done.
Steve Kerr. In the other semi, Serbia beat Canada 95-86. Team USA plays Canada for the bronze on Sunday. You may have heard it's opening weekend in the NFL, so which game is getting the most attention at some of the sports books? Nebraska at Colorado. The Buffaloes are getting more bets than all of the Sunday and Monday NFL games combined. Men's semifinal day at the U.S. Open, coverage underway on ESPN. Ben Shelton playing Grand Slam, 23-time Grand Slam champ Novak Djokovic, followed by Carlos Alcaraz and Daniil Medvedev.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman. Coming up on Monday, I'll tell you all the small things I saw this weekend that you need to know. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, two men, one journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Green, the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings.
It is ESPN Asheville, and welcome into the Sportsocracy, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We are heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app and seen everywhere on YouTube. Today is the day. It's
Football Friday!
Yes, it is a full-on Football Friday. You got the NFL, you got the college football this weekend. We got Asheville Police Chief David Zack going to come in and kick off Beat the Chief with us in the 4 o'clock hour today. All of the picks, all of the bangers. It's finally here. Let's breathe it in, man.
Breathe it in, man. We're finally here. We got a game to talk about. And, yeah, I missed it a lot. Yeah, I missed that real bad. Yeah, I don't know what you want me to say. I did not expect that Kadarius Toney would not be able to catch COVID at a DNC national convention with a pocket full of tests. Let's go.
Good for you. Wow.
I came up with that line at 11:15 last night. At least 24 alcoholic beverages in. And I told my wife, I will get that on that show tomorrow.
21-20. The Detroit Lions pulling the upset on the defending Super Bowl champions. Yes, they were without Chris Jones. Yes, they were without Travis Kelce. And yes, all of that mattered. It's the one thing we kept saying yesterday was, oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's Andy Reid. It's Patrick Mahomes. We'll figure it out. I mean, I kind of get to the point where it's like, oh, I mean, I feel like Patrick Mahomes could complete passes to me.
Yeah, and yet he can't complete them to Kadarius Toney. And I'd be remiss if I didn't do this for Brian Haynes, who I got to listen to make fun of Kadarius Toney the entire game. The last need that we needed. He is just genuinely awful.
Hey, at least he was last night. I mean, you can be as fast as you want to be, but you got to figure out how to catch a ball.
Especially when you said this before the show, they hit him in the worst place humanly possible.
Right
directly between the numbers.
I don't think there was a single one that he dropped that wasn't directly in the hands. And Patrick Mahomes just standing back with his hands in the air going, what is happening right now? I didn't realize that I lost Travis Kelce, and now all of a sudden everybody else has touched the Space Jam football. But apparently that's what happened. Because there were drops left and right. I mean, I got to give credit to the Detroit Lions. I mean, that was a hell of a play by Brian Branch, getting the tip, returning it for the touchdown. Obviously, without that play, they don't win the game. They played pretty well. Mm-hmm. I came out of last night thinking, man, Detroit is good.
Oh, I don't disagree with you.
And
that Detroit's good.
Kansas
I never
City-
said they weren't good.
And Kansas City is thinner than I thought.
Yeah. Now, that was my biggest takeaway from last night as a fan of a team that I think we can all universally agree now is the favorite in the AFC since the mighty have fallen with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, screw the Cincinnati Bengals. They're Joe Burrow's just making, $500 million.
Yeah, they're pulling quarters out of their couch to pay off a big contract. They're a little distracted.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We'll talk about that later in the show as well.
I guess it helped your outlook. But
I don't know one fan of a team in the AFC that didn't walk away from last night going, blood. I smell blood in the water.
But how much does that matter? That's my question. How much does that really matter? Because Travis Kelce, he's going to be back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to hope that he doesn't get hurt again. So they're calling it a bone bruise now.
Yes.
On his knee.
I would wager he's back next week. I don't care.
Really?
No, because I'm looking around going, you don't have any receivers that can catch except one rookie who you apparently don't want to use.
Yep.
You say yet, and last night was damning to Kansas City. This is not going to be a popular opinion, but a lot of what happened last night was self-inflicted wounds.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody lost their mind about Mike Tirico. I'm not going to say there should be an asterisk here. You can't make them catch a football. But I am curious if that's going to be a problem all year long.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think so.
Okay.
When Travis Kelce comes back,
then you've got a one.
There will
name me a contender in the AFC that doesn't have a real, honest, legit two.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait.
Did they have one last year? No.
I would say Juju Smith-Schuster was.
Yeah.
That's a legit two in this league. You go, all you want to. He's a legit two in this league. He makes over $10 million a year.
Well, just because he makes that much money doesn't mean that he's worth that station.
I'm not saying that, but if you're telling me he's not one of the 64 best pass catchers in the NFL, I'm going to tell you you're out of your mind.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe so. Because
I'll be honest with you, I didn't see anybody for Kansas City last night that belongs in the top 100. So there was a massive lack of separation.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes was running for his life. I'm still not really sure how Jawan Taylor only got called for one false start. I don't quite know how you can be standing behind the guard and you didn't do anything wrong.
That's a new rule on me. I did not know anything about the whole helmet has to be level with the center of the waist.
I knew the rule. I've never seen anybody do that.
Because I thought as soon as you're set and you move before the ball snapped, that's a false start.
In theory.
But apparently they've found a loophole, as I guess.
Well, if you remember,
Andy
Joey
Reid does.
Bosa got really revved up about this last year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember who that player was?
Jawan Taylor.
It's Jawan Taylor.
Yeah. Because to me it gives a hell of an advantage to him.
Oh, no doubt.
To be able to start your kick back while the guy's coming forward or before the guy starts coming forward. He has no opportunity to get you off guard. He has no opportunity to get you off balance. Yeah, like I said, that was a new one to me.
Stephen Westbrook's in our YouTube comments said the Chiefs might need to hit up Mike Evans. Fact.
That's why I said yet. They're going to pay Chris Jones. After what happened last night, you got no choice. That timeline just cut in half. By week 4.
I don't agree with you at all.
Why?
Give me the top 3 reasons that Kansas City lost last night. Tell me when defensive line comes in.
Okay, well.
Because it ain't in the top 3.
It's not in the top 3.
They held you to 3.7 yards a carry. The big thing was, you're not going to be able to stop the run. We didn't think you'd have a high-end pass rusher, but you got 10 guys that can do it. Mike Dana's name came up 7 times last night.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a problem. What beat Kansas City last night was not the defensive line.
Okay.
Dan Campbell beat you. That's the one thing I cannot believe I haven't heard anybody say all day.
Mm-hmm.
Your call to go for it on your own 17-yard line, which, let me say this as clearly as I can, was insanely stupid.
Yes.
But it worked. It worked. You went down and scored.
Yeah.
I mean,
you better not do it again.
Oh, he will. He's done that for years. What's funny is right before he did it, I looked at Amy and said, watch him be stupid enough to go for this.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at me and went, how do you do that?
And that's all.
Because I know this coach pretty well.
And it's all well and good until it doesn't work.
Oh, and by the way, I missed the yards per attempt was 3.5, not 3.7.
Okay.
The offense is not what beat Kansas City last night. Nothing that – I had that part dead to rights.
Okay.
That offense for Detroit did not beat them last night. They beat themselves offensively, and that defense is better than I thought it was.
Okay.
But yeah, it's funny that we didn't talk about this before the show. It's funny that was your biggest takeaway because I walked away from it going, that Chris Jones thing just carried on for about 6 weeks longer than I thought it was going to.
Wow. That's not how I saw that at all.
Okay, explain to me in what way their defense is what beat them last night.
Did they lose the game?
They did. But
was the defense on the field, and did the defense
fault?
Allow more points than?
No, they didn't because Detroit's defense scored a touchdown.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot
they
about
scored
that.
2 touchdowns, and one of them was off a fake punt. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying here is that defense is not what beat Kansas City, and I can't believe anybody
I'm not
rational
saying
would
that's
come away
what
from
beat
that.
them. I'm saying they lost, and the fact that they lost.
If they played last night,
behind.
if Chris Jones played last night, do they win? Yes or no?
They may have.
I think you're drunk as you could possibly be. Because guess what? He don't catch passes. You get after all the quarterbacks you want to.
No, but he
don't
rushes
catch
a
passes.
passer, and that could have helped
They
last
didn't
night.
struggle to do that anyway.
Okay.
I mean, yes,
saw
he only
plenty
got
of-
sacked one time, and there were times that, yeah, he had some time.
I saw plenty of clean pocket that I went, yep, that wouldn't have been there if Chris Jones had been
Now,
there.
you and I saw a completely different game because I walked away from it going, damn, apparently Andy Reid can just throw any 11 people on a defense he wants to, and it's fine. Because you got Dan Campbell to go for it from inside his own 20 in the second quarter. That should really tell you everything you need to know. Detroit had one sustained drive last night. One. Before there was 8 minutes left in this game. The defense is not a problem. The offense is a horrific problem.
The offense is a terrible problem, but that's what led me down that path is Travis Kelce will be back, and the pressure will be relieved from the other receivers. Because it's all part of the scheme, right? You know how this offense runs. It's Patrick Mahomes leaning on Travis Kelce, being able to hit everybody in their spots. Well, when Travis Kelce's not filling the middle of that field, because they could have carved him up, but nobody could catch it. They were open
that's kind of
all
my
night
problem.
long.
That's kind of what I'm saying is that Travis Kelce's not going to teach Kadarius Toney how to catch. He's not going to teach Sky Moore how to catch either.
No, but he's also going to take pressure off of them where they don't have to be the ones to make those catches. Those would have been Travis Kelce balls.
I'd say, and this is one of those things we're just never going to agree on because if I'm all right, so I'll use my team. If I'm the New York Jets, I have somebody that can deal with Travis Kelce.
Okay.
Sauce Gardner, I'll put him on him the entire game. I'll never take him off because you have nobody else that worries me. Oh, look, Marquez Valdez-Scantling can get open anytime he wants to if he's running in a dead straight line, and there's a 50-50 chance he'll drop that ball anyway. I don't care. And there was a look that I saw in Pat Mahomes last night where he just – if you could have had a mic on him that they would have played what he said, it would have been something to the effect of, what else do I have to do? And that was my biggest takeaway, is the thing that was supposed to be your bread and butter was not last night, and it wasn't close.
And to me, it was all because Travis Kelce wasn't there. You do have work to do with the wide receivers. You have to be calling the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to see what they want from Mike Evans.
There's a problem with the Mike Evans thing.
What's that?
You don't have any money.
Don't care. We'll figure it out. We'll make this work somehow.
Okay. Why have you not done that for Chris Jones?
I don't know. I can't answer.
Because it's not as easy as, we'll just make it work.
Well, that one is,
Because, see, they
isn't
had
it?
to kick that can down the road.
That one is, isn't it, though? They have the money to pay him. They're just not doing it.
With Chris Jones, you'd have to kick the can down the road somewhere in the future. The Pat Mahomes deal is really malleable. The problem is they don't actively have any money right now. You're not going to restructure him for a second time because you've already done that once this season. It was in the offseason back in April, I believe. You had to restructure him to sign your draft picks. I see a problem with Kansas City. I do. I see a big problem, and it has nothing to do with their defense.
The game last night did not change my opinion about anything. You put those two guys back on the Kansas City Chiefs, and I feel like they're still atop the AFC. God,
I don't. I don't.
The Detroit Lions are now one game better than I thought they'd be. So now you're even more of a contender than I thought you were.
Common Sense Ain't Common in our YouTube chat said, I'm not sure they would have won with Chris Jones, maybe even with Travis Kelce. I don't disagree with anything you just said.
Oof.
I don't, because it's one guy.
I do. He's the entire offense.
And okay, so let me take the tact you just gave me. Do you know who the leading rusher for the Kansas City Chiefs was last night?
I'm going to guess it was Pacheco.
You would be guessing wrong. Try again.
Okay, was it Jerick McKinnon?
Try again. He didn't even have a carry.
Was it Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Try again. He was third.
Was it Patrick Mahomes?
Outside of Pat Mahomes, they rushed for 45 yards last night.
Mm-hmm. That's a problem.
And I told you, if you recall, I told you when you did this little switcheroo with Donovan Smith and Orlando Brown and Jawan Taylor, that's not going to go the way you think it is. I could pull the tape on it if I said the biggest problem with what you just did, you can't run. You're one-dimensional as all get out.
Mm-hmm. Pacheco
will be fine in blowouts against bad teams. What I saw last night was a team that made a concerted effort. Pat Mahomes and his little group of misfits here are going to beat me, and they couldn't do it.
Where are you at after last night's 21-20 loss on the opener to the Detroit Lions? Kansas City Chiefs, or is it are they doomed, or is it all going to be just fine?
Now, I'm not saying they're doomed. I'm saying I am way less scared of Kansas City right now than I was 24 hours ago.
The Detroit Lions, on the other hand, what did last night say about them? We'll talk about that up next here in the Sportsocracy.
Did you know that Ingles sells more organics than any other grocery store? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA Choice and Prime meat? Or that they donate 3,956 meals a day to local food banks? Well, now you do. It's all in the bag.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Welcome to this month's meeting of the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club. Bingo winners.
Bingo!
Instant winner.
Here.
Oh. Big money winners.
Yeah, I think they're in Tahiti.
Second chance winners. Second chance winners.
Present!
Every single time.
New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with over $98 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.70 to 4.68. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Football is back, and BetOnline.net is your #1 information source for all your sports wagering info. With all the up-to-the-minute stats, news, scores, and matchup breakdowns. Get the latest game odds, spreads, and totals from pro football and college football at your fingertips. With BetOnline's real-time updates on statistics, news, and odds. From Week 1 all the way to the college football playoffs and the big game. BetOnline gives you access to the best football promotions and contests available anywhere online. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
You know when you wake up and your mouth feels gross and you just can't wait to brush your teeth to get that clean, fresh feeling again? That's exactly how millions of Navage users feel when they use powered suction to rinse out their noses every day, just like brushing their teeth. Once you're able to breathe deeply without congestion, you never want to be without it. That's why so many people rave about Navage, with over 100,000 online reviews. Feel the Navage difference for yourself. In less than a minute a day, you'll feel immediate relief from seasonal allergies and congestion after the very first use. Navage will also help you sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, naturally, without drugs. Start breathing clearly again with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Kai?
It is the Sportsocracy, and last night, Thursday Night Football, surprisingly enough, got these eyeballs for every single second of it. That was the most impressive thing to me. I thought for sure there would be a moment where I would check out at some point, and it was thoroughly entertaining all the way to the finish. Detroit Lions 21-20 over the Kansas City Chiefs in the opener. Everybody's focusing on Kansas City, or I feel like more of the focus is on what's wrong with Kansas City rather than how good is this Detroit Lions team.
So I will give the fait accompli. I've already said it in our YouTube chat. So Notorious B.I.G. was the one that was the most vocal yesterday about Detroit was going to win this game. And he was trying to make a wager with me, but I saw a bird or something and got distracted.
Right.
So I'm going to pay for his entry into Battle for the Belt.
Okay.
Because I would have made the bet had I not gotten completely lost. Because I was super wrong about how last night would go. Now, there are a handful of things I saw with Detroit. As I stated, the defense was better than I thought. Didn't have Emmanuel Mosley. To me, that showed at times because there were open receivers for Kansas City.
Yes.
That's A. B, how long is it going to take before you figure out David Montgomery is not real good at football? I don't know why this is like the hardest thing for NFL head coaches to figure out. You took a running back in the top 15, and you ran David Montgomery 21 times. 21 carries, 3.5 yards a carry, and a touchdown. And weird, that first-round running back, that's 6 yards a carry. He looked way faster, way more burst, way more electric.
Way more power, too. Did you see some of the hits he was absorbing?
He is incredibly good. Jahmyr Gibbs is one of those that I'm telling you we're gonna regret that we made fun of them for trading up to get him. Jack Campbell, same way. Because he looked real good last night, too.
Yes, he did.
What does that all tie back to? Brad Holmes. When he got this job, we tried to tell you, this guy is really smart. And he is really good at this. And if you look at the timeline, when he left to go to Detroit, that's when all of a sudden the Rams stopped finding those fifth round to the Taylor Rapp, the guy that's really good that you got in the 6th round. Isn't it weird how that works? I was wrong on Detroit. They're better than I thought they were. I will still take the Bears to win this division, but it's more because of the schedule than it is what I think of the Lions.
Yeah. For me right now, they're back even with the Chicago Bears. I mean, I guess if I had you at 9-7, and then you won a game I didn't expect you to, I got to put you up at the or 9-8. I got to put you up to 10-7. This is a good team. We've been saying that we're waiting for them to take the step forward, and I feel like slowly and step by step they're proving that. They're proving their mettle in these games. Go back to last year, the end of the season. They had to keep the Green Bay Packers from making the playoffs, and they did so. I get that wasn't a good team, but still, that was Detroit didn't have a chance, and they were facing a team that did, and then they stepped up in the moment and made the play to play spoiler, basically. Now you had bright lights, biggest show, in the NFL season. It's the first game. You got the ring ceremony. Everybody's going to be watching because it's the first game. And I don't feel like they shrunk to the challenge.
No, I feel like you hit on 4 draft picks. That was my biggest takeaway. This team is much deeper than I thought they were. And they're not going to be fun to deal with.
No. and they are going to continue to chew kneecaps, as Dan Campbell said when he got there. And that's what David Montgomery's all about. Like, David Montgomery is what is that? That's the slow drip Novocaine, right? I'm just going to keep pounding him. He doesn't have to go far. We just got to keep moving the ball, and they did that last night.
Yeah, it's, again, not – there's never a time that somebody averaging 3.5 yards a carry is a good thing. You can spin that however you want to. That's still awful. And that's my fear with Dan Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been one of those, like, low-key things that bothered me about him. You have that Jerry Jones problem where you're too low. You get something in your head and you're just stuck on it. Marvin Jones. He does not deserve to be in this league, period.
Yeah, the fumble last night was not
I don't even care about the fumble.
Start.
I just watched him off the line going, I'm not sure I couldn't cover him at this point. There's no burst in him at all. But that chew kneecaps thing, that's what got me on this little tangent. I find that to be one of the dumber things I've ever heard somebody say, because that's not how you play. You say, oh, we chew kneecaps. No, you didn't. You were terrible running the ball largely last night, except for the explosive little running back that gets to the outside. What you did last night was play really good defense in the back half. You got to the outside with Gibbs, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is every bit the dog that we all know him to be.
Mm-hmm. And as they continue, as they go forward, it's only going to get better. Because
that's what I'm curious of is how much room do you have to grow?
Do you think that they're going to keep doing this? That he's going to keep handing David Montgomery the ball 20 times a game just to get 3 yards? No, this was the introduction of Jahmyr Gibbs.
The snap count was very odd to me. I mean, he outsnapped Jahmyr Gibbs 3-1, I think.
And
I know he didn't touch it.
Yeah, doesn't Jahmyr Gibbs have some kind of? Isn't he hurt somehow? Didn't he pull something in camp? I thought he did.
I think he missed some time in camp, but it wasn't. I mean, he wasn't on the injury report in any way.
There is no doubt in my mind, in Dan Campbell's mind, in Brad Holmes's mind, hell, in the Ford family's minds. You watching that game, last night, you can go, Jahmyr Gibbs is the future of this franchise. Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown are the best tandem we've had since Barry Sanders and Herman Moore.
Jahmyr Gibbs did have an element last night of the first time he got the ball in his hands. I was high on him in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And even I was mystified at how he is thicker than I thought he was. He runs angrier than I thought he did.
Yep.
And it was abundantly clear to me. That's playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Laporta looked like a playmaker to me.
Yes, he did. I was getting ready to get there. Mr. Never Trust rookie tight ends. Well, when he's the number 2 option on your team, he's going to get his. He's going to get targets. I'm not saying he's going to end up being, 1,000-yard receiver like Kyle Pitts was his rookie year, but that's a dude that when they get close, they're going to be looking his way. If the bowling ball in David Montgomery can't break through the line with it inside the 5-yard line, or you can't hit Jahmyr Gibbs on that little screen, or, Amon-Ra St. Brown on the slant, because I don't think anybody can guard against that in the NFL these days.
There's really not a way. You could actually run that play every single play.
I'm going to cut in front of this guy and then try to stop me when I get the ball in my hands. But, I mean, Laporta's going to be a legit red zone target.
The thing I walked away from last night really thinking about Detroit offensively is Ben Johnson's really good at this.
Yes, he is.
Because you said my thing about rookie tight ends. Well, you didn't finish the statement. Why do I always say that about rookie tight ends?
I don't know. Why?
I mean, I've said it 100 times, so you would – all right, let's do it again. It's because you're asking them to be a receiver and an offensive lineman at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you mitigate that? Don't ask him to block. I can count on one hand the number of impact blocks he actually was asked to produce last night.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty bright. That's pretty bright, especially with a kid that was a pretty good blocker coming in. And just don't ask him to do that. Go be the second receiving threat, because he is the second best receiver on that team, even though Josh Reynolds led them in receiving yards, which is – you didn't mean to. You did not mean to do that.
At some point, these guys can catch, right? At some point, they're going to find a way to get open. Khalif Raymond and, the ancillary pieces. And that's what makes a team dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And see, we thought that's what Kansas City had. We thought Kansas City had that Kadarius Toney. He can come up with some big plays for you now and then.
Well, you
when
just
he's expected to do it now and then, sure.
Well, you just have to throw it in the opening of his helmet and make it stick, because that's the only way he's going to catch it.
I don't know. Get him some Stickum or something, because last night was terrible.
Yeah, that's not legal.
We know. Thank you for explaining that.
Well,
you got at some point maybe you got to break the rules to make this. Ric Flair made 13-time world champion. Dirtiest player in the game. You do what you got to do.
I just find it funny that I look at the draft capital and the investment that the Chiefs had in pass catchers last night, and how many of them they had. Lions have half that, but theirs were good, and theirs were always in the right spot. Kansas City, to me, looked like they were trying to – it's almost like you got too cute. The Blake Bell thing is when I went, oh, no.
Yeah. That they were doing it wrong.
Well, when you try to sneak Blake Bell on a whatever that was, you have Pat freaking Mahomes. Give him the ball and let him do what he does. I don't need you to be cute.
And see, I think that's the majority of his game. The majority of Patrick Mahomes' game is quote unquote cute. Because
no, you're missing what I'm saying. I'm talking about from a play calling perspective. Andy Reid last night looked to me like Philadelphia Andy Reid, where he couldn't win big games because he got cute. When you bring in Blake Bell and try to run that, we're going to direct snap it to the tight end, they'll never see this coming. Detroit saw it coming completely.
Yeah.
You know who should do that? Bad teams. The Atlanta Falcons should run something like that.
Well,
the Kansas City Chiefs should not.
Look at that point. Andy Reid's trying to do anything he can because he can't believe that the guys can't catch either. You got to try to catch him off guard somehow. We know he's going to try to be sneaky about things. He's going to try some trick plays here and there. But when everything is thrown out of whack and you don't have any receivers, of course you're going to try something you ain't never tried before.
Yeah. Just give the ball to Pat Mahomes and teach somebody to catch.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. When we come back, we'll just a bit outside.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Expecting some pretty good thunderstorm coverage here in western North Carolina. We've got some slow-moving downpours out there tonight. Also, temperatures in the valley in the mid-60s. And storms staying fueled up here throughout the weekend with high temps in the 70s tomorrow and Sunday. Heavier rains possible Saturday afternoon. Long range late next week, Thursday, Friday, our true taste of fall with some 40s coming for nighttime lows. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Summer days getting shorter and business to-do lists getting longer? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job and get hiring today by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
In a world where thrills never stop, $1 million is on the line. And your fate is decided every 4 minutes by a bunch of random numbers with
Dan, I think Keno's exciting enough without you doing the voice.
But my talents add a little something, right?
I guess.
Carolina Keno, $1 million thrills every 4 minutes.
Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win. A price range from 1 to 3.86 to 16.63. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
For more information about contests on the station, log on to ESPNAVL.com.
The season we've all been waiting for is here.
No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Are you Beer City's best fantasy football player? Your chance to prove it is back. The Sportsocracy's Battle for the Belt is back for year 2 with 2 ways to win. Our standard contest and the new Eliminator Challenge for the most hardcore of football fans. Play fantasy football with us every week of the NFL season and compete for a cause with proceeds benefiting Evelyn Charity's St. Nicholas Project. Register today at thesportsocracy.com and take your shot at the title of Beer City's fantasy football champion.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
It is the Sportsocracy, and last night's NFL opener had some interesting moments. I mean, obviously, with the dumbfounding nature of the Kansas City receivers not being able to catch a ball was just baffling. Those weird shots, I think there were at least 2 of them during the show of Chris Jones sitting up in the luxury suite. Just.
Did you notice he was going 2 phones?
I did not.
Yeah, he had 2 cell phones.
And is that normal? Are we doing that now?
I don't know.
Do people do the double phone thing now?
I did it when I had a business line. But now you can put all those together. You don't have to have 2.
Right, I was going to say, did the Chiefs give him a burner phone? Or
I don't know. I just noticed it while he was sitting in the box.
Does he have the burner phone so he could just post smack talk about him on the internet?
Oh, no.
Because nobody ever gets found out for doing that.
Oh, yeah. His Twitter burner was active last night. I feel very sure.
And then, of course, there was the first of, just 2 joyous occasions this week where we have to put up with Chris freaking Collinsworth. It's every time that guy opens
did he
up
hurt
his mouth,
you somehow?
He's terrible. He's awful. He's terrible. I can't stand his cadence, the way he talks. His voice just grinds my gears like Peter Griffin. I just hate the guy so much. And every time he speaks, I want to punch my TV screen. And then he says just asinine, ridiculous things because he doesn't know what else to say. See, Tom Brady's not here anymore, so he can't bring Tom Brady into every discussion. So at one point, he makes the statement in the opener of how that I think tonight is the night that America's really going to know just how good this Patrick Mahomes guy is. So you're trying to make the argument that Patrick Mahomes, the 2-time MVP, the 2-time Super Bowl champion, the 5-time AFC championship game appearing quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, who haven't had fewer than 12 wins since he's been there. Now we're going to figure out that this guy's actually good. I just loved watching him get ripped apart on social media of all of my fellow anti-Chris Collinsworth brethren coming to my aid, going, why is this guy still on television? I felt good.
He wasn't the only one. Mike Tirico got drugged last night for saying that the Lions' win had an asterisk.
Well, I mean, was he wrong?
Yes, he was wrong.
Yeah.
He was 100% wrong.
I think 99% of the public feels like it does.
And I'm not going to say Twitter represents the public, represents part of the public. They would disagree with you vehemently. My
win is a win.
I can only play who you trot out there. My story is about the future of the Pac-12. Oregon State and Washington State have filed a legal complaint against the other 10 members of the Pac-12, existing members, and Commissioner George Kliavkov seeking emergency temporary restraining orders to protect against an imminent and existential threat. Do you know what I just said means?
No.
They're trying to get every team that is still associated with the Pac-12 to not have a vote, and they want the two of them to possess the name Pac-12 and be able to determine what happens with it moving forward.
Oh, okay.
This is the definition of, okay, well, Grandma died, and she had a will, but we're going to fight over some candlesticks. Not even nice ones. Like, she bought them at IKEA. You're worried about the name Pac-12 to the point you're filing legal action. Mm-hmm. And here's my question. I kind of saw this coming, and I've kind of hinted at this a couple times. So let's just say they go to the Mountain West and go, hey, look, we got the name Pac-12. And they bring all of them in. What's that media deal look like?
Oh, it's...
You get Oregon State, you get Washington State, and all of the Mountain West, and you rebrand it the new Pac whatever.
I don't know, a smidge higher than what it would have been for the Mountain West.
I would say that's about right.
I mean, you give just a little bit more for the two big schools and for the name, because it's still a name.
At this point, Oregon State and Washington State, they feel like the middle-aged guy that's got long hair and wears leather pants, maybe a little eyeliner, goes out to bars all the weekends, hits on girls that are way younger than him. You're just really clinging on to something. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but go home, Papa. Your time has passed. I'm not sure your time was ever here, but it has certainly passed.
He used to be a rock band bass player in 1987. Still thinks he's got it. I think we know a couple of those guys.
It's also the same guy that says, if it wasn't for my coach, I'd have made it to the pros.
They were
he just
me
refused to play me, held me back. Or maybe you were awful.
All right, it is the Sportsocracy, ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. Haven't said this yet today, so we feel like we need to give you another heads up. Today's the last day that we're in this time slot.
It's also the last time you'll hear all of the imaging, that open. We hope you really enjoyed it, because that's the last time you're going to hear it.
On Monday, we launch at noon from now on, noon to 3 here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM. And 1400. We talked about the Chiefs. We talked about the Lions. We forgot to do our Beast of the Night. You ready to do the Beast?
Oh yeah.
Let's do the Beast. It is. It's time for the Beast of the Night.
Beast of the Night. Brought to you by Monster Brewing. The Beast Unleashed.
All right. So last night, who was the Beast for you, Jeremy Green?
It was the original team of Jeremy's favorite draft little darlings. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
There you go.
And not only because he was just an absolute dog, 6 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown, also because he did a touchdown dance that immediately made NBC go, nope. No, we are not with this is family programming,
right,
and we shan't show that.
I mean, if it was the fourth quarter, they probably would have stuck with it. But first quarter, maybe there's too many kids still up. And
I just love that they panned.
Game.
If you've ever been to an NFL game, when that happens, they pan in. So you've got the little camera guy in the back of the end zone that's running to get there. And that poor guy got right there, and they cut his feed. Like, sorry, Dale. Nope.
Sorry, Amon-Ra. If you're gonna be crude about it, we can't do that.
Well, last night he really affirmed my belief that he is a top 10 receiver in this league. I think he has officially gotten to that point. He is that good.
Okay. All right. Look, it was hard for me to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. My Beast of the Night is just the Detroit defense. Because I was really impressed with some of the things that I saw. Aiden Hutchinson getting pressure on the quarterback. C.J. Gardner-Johnson playing with the fire of 1,000 suns. He was really jazzed up last night and ready to make a statement that this team is on the map. Jack Campbell, you mentioned him earlier in this hour, played really well in his first
You said
game.
a lot of names here that are not the one I would have thought you were going to say.
Which one did you think?
Aiden Hutchinson.
I said that one.
Oh,
that was the first one I said.
You said too many names. You don't understand the premise of this. Pick a name. Pick one. Beast, not beasts. Beast. The Beast.
It's Beasties. It's all the Beasties.
No, because that reminds me of the Beastie Boys, which is the worst band in the history of time.
On the Detroit Lions last night, like I said, I was impressed with the defense. Brian Branch playing, getting the interception return for a touchdown in his first game.
So you're just the whole defense.
The whole defense. That's exactly what I said when I said my beast was the defense.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to
narrow that thing where you listen more.
Yeah. Well, you should not say 8 names, and maybe I would remember them all. Beast, singular, single beast. I understood the assignment.
Lion.
I picked one.
Lion. That's single beast.
Oh, so the mascot now is your beast.
Got them all.
Gonna have to really narrow that down for Monday. Beast.
It is the Sportsocracy.
The guy that has to make the reel at the end of the show is really looking forward to having to put the beast on 11 people. Thanks for that.
It is the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, and Joe Burr. He's getting paid.
Duh.
5 years, $275 million. $55 million a year on average, 219.01 of it all guaranteed. Nothing about this deal shocked me.
It really didn't me either. The value, I think we had I'm actually shocked it was so low.
I mean, I wasn't.
I thought it was going to be, I thought he'd be $60 million. I really did. I thought it was going to be $300 million for 5 years and then just multiply it by 60s from there.
I was not shocked at all. I feel like 55 was the number. Nobody that's now the bar. Nobody else is getting that until I don't know. Until maybe Joe Burrow comes around again. Be hard for me to figure out that somebody's going to get more than him. He's now
Trevor Lawrence.
He's now the standard bearer. You think Trevor's going to get more?
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
When was the last time that the next guy wasn't the highest paid?
I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure Trevor Lawrence is going to go to Jacksonville and go, I know I was the number 1 pick in the draft. I know you were dog excrement before I got here, but yes, I'll take a discount.
You're not getting a discount.
No, I think Trevor will be the first one that's $60 million.
Oh God. And I guess I can see what you're saying there, because Jacksonville has to overpay to keep guys in town. And
I don't think it's an overpay. It's just where the market's going.
Oh.
Every one of these guys is going to reset the market. When you have one that good, that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. But is Trevor that good is the question. Yeah, I don't know
is he Joe Burrow good? No, but he's close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what? Kyler Murray wasn't that good either. Lamar Jackson's not that good either. They all reset the market when they signed.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
All right. Anyway, not surprised by any of the numbers. I thought maybe they'd get him to agree to longer than a 5-year deal, but it makes perfect sense for Joe to be able to go in 5-year stretches.
I would say Pat's probably the only one that's going to do that. Yes, it's team friendly. Yes, it helps, but you also have to realize how much money he's going to end up leaving on the table. I mean, just think about it. His APV's at $45 million, and it rolls on forever. By the end of that deal, we're just going to look at it and go, good Lord, that's the greatest value in the history of team sports.
And how many championship rings did he get out of it? That's going to be the main question. If he gets 3, 4, 5 out of the length of that deal, then it's absolutely worth it. And he'll go down as, if he doesn't hold out and restructure and all those kind of things like we would expect somebody to do. If he takes the, dare I say, Tom Brady route and starts freeing up money for other guys or continues to free up money for other guys, that's the blueprint that you have to follow.
Oh, you would think so if they'd use that money he freed up to pay Chris Jones.
Mm-hmm. Or a wide receiver. Any wide receiver. Not named Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Anyone that's not Kadarius Toney. I did laugh last night when I think it was Collinsworth said this, that it was, man, Kansas City's got a lot of receivers that they look exactly the same in route. Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, Rashee Rice. It's a lot of guys that they run similarly. The way they run routes is similar.
Mm-hmm.
The things they can do are similar. The only difference is that Rashee Rice can actually catch. Kadarius Toney cannot.
No, he cannot. So Joe Burr gets the extension signed. He will be playing week 1. They've already come out and said that today. I don't know that we expect him not to play week 1?
No. No, he was playing regardless of the contract. I never thought that was a thing.
Yeah.
Injury might have kept him off the field, but that doesn't seem to be a thing.
We got all the picks coming your way here in the Sportsocracy. Jeremy's 3 sets of bangers at the end of every hour.
This was a grind of a week, folks. Not a lot of dogs to be had, but I found them.
Asheville Police Chief David Zack joining us at the top of the hour as we play our first edition of Beat the Chief this year. Jeremy coming off of his season win last year.
You're rating, defending. I won the year before, too, and he convinced me to do something stupid. Should be the two-time.
No, sir. You lost fair and square. It was a tiebreaker. And you lost. Just accept it.
I lost an NFL contest to his stupid Georgia Bulldogs, and I'm still very bitter about it.
Damn right. Everybody's got a championship now, so this year is I guess it's the rubber match to decide who is the captain of the Beat the Chief. I wonder, did he get us a badge?
I don't know.
We asked for a badge, and I want to see if we got a badge.
Brandon Moore was here yesterday, and he said something about a gift, and he said if he doesn't have one, you should throw Castor Nation at him. And I didn't think about what that meant until you just said that.
Yeah, we need that trophy. We'll have to ask him about it at the top of the hour. Bangers are coming up next. Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
At Ingles, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
We said 1,500 hours.
Dax's hangar flies high thanks to his military precision.
Rob, you copy?
He wants to land some aircraft mechanics, preferably with a military background.
Okay, I wasn't aware of a new timeline. Cancel. Stand by for new assignments.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do.
Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
You know, if I'm picking favorites, it has to be a banger. That's why they're only bangers. We start the night with Kansas at home against Illinois. Yeah, that same Illinois team that needed a last-second field goal to beat Toledo last week. The same Toledo from Holy Toledo. This team sucks. Kansas going to cover this easily. I don't care if Jalen Daniels is the starter or if it's Jason Bean. Frankly, the Wicked Witch of the West had a better shot in Kansas than Illinois does. Give me Rock Chalk Jayhawk -3. Utah's a 7.5-point favorite at Baylor. Baylor got throttled by Texas State, a team that combined had won less than 10 games in the last 3 years. They got shellacked last week. Sawyer Robertson's in at quarterback for Baylor. He was 6 of 12 last week against that same Texas State team. I don't think Utah's going to struggle here, so give me the Utes -7.5. Next, JMU, 6.5-point favorite at Virginia. Frankly, I'm struggling to figure out who I would pick Virginia to beat. A janitorial staff? No, they probably got some size to them. A trade school? No, they're too strong. You know what? A cooking school. When Virginia plays a culinary college, you let me know. Until then, go JMU, -6.5. Colorado's a 3-point favorite at home against Nebraska. Let me see this math for you. Colorado's not good defensively. Nebraska's not good offensively. However, on the opposite, Colorado's an Maserati offensively, and Nebraska's a Geo Metro defensively. Don't get fooled that they stopped Minnesota. That's not a good offense either. Colorado's going to roll in a game that a lot of people seem to be getting wrong. And finally, Notre Dame's a 7.5-point favorite at NC State. Sam Hartman has completely transformed this Notre Dame team to the point I actually think they're a contender to make it to the playoff. Conversely, NC State, in their last 11 games, they've covered 2 spreads. Kendall Jenner has a better percentage picking NBA players than NC State does covering numbers. Give me the Fighting Irish. Take all those wagers to betus.com and use our promo code Sportsocracy to get a 125% deposit match on your initial investment and wager football with us all season long.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Expecting some pretty good thunderstorm coverage here in western North Carolina for the weekend ahead. We've got some slow-moving downpours out there tonight. Also, temperatures in the valley in the mid-60s, and storms staying fueled up here throughout the weekend with high temps in the 70s tomorrow and Sunday. Heavier rains possible Saturday afternoon. Long range late next week, Thursday, Friday, our true taste of fall with some 40s coming for nighttime lows. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school. Right now, a 24-pack of Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each, and select notebooks are just 35 cents each. In-store only, offer ends 9/16, limit 30. School on, save on at Staples.
Welcome to this month's meeting of the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club. Bingo winners.
Bingo!
Instant winner.
Here.
Oh. Big money winners.
Yeah, I think they're in Tahiti.
Second chance winners. Second chance winners.
Present.
Every single time.
New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with over $98 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.70 to 4.68. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
At Ingles Weather, we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
You'd do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
Oh, man, that is great.
You'll be there.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Brought to you by T-Mobile. Experience more of the music you love with the record-breaking 5G network. T-Mobile customers can unlock VIP benefits at the festival all weekend long. It's better over here. See why at T-Mobile.com/SEEWHY.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
I'm Doug Brown. Team USA hope to win the FIBA World Cup with a smaller, quicker roster, but their 2 losses have come to bigger teams. Today, Germany wins 113-111 in the semifinals, sending the Americans into Sunday's bronze medal game against Canada. Anthony Edwards with 23 today for Team USA. No Travis Kelce, no Chris Jones, no win for the Chiefs on opening night. Jones continues his contract holdout. Does this loss get the 2 sides closer? ESPN's Dan Graziano.
There's a lot of room between the highest paid defensive tackle, Aaron Donald, and the second highest, Quinnen Williams, and there's like an $8 million gap there in terms of average salary. So that's been hard to bridge, and right now we'll see if the Chiefs move at all toward him.
Dan Graziano on Get Up. Packers wideout Christian Watson out for Sunday's game against the Bears with a sore hamstring. Luis Rengifo of the Angels having more tests today on his left biceps, but manager Phil Nevin is saying that injury does not look good.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Green, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingalls Supermarkets.
This is the Sportsocracy, and it is a
Football Friday.
And we are live in the Ingalls studio on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. And, of course, we are heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app, and we can be seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat, get your picks in for the weekend. Speaking of picks, we got, you want to do a pick'em contest?
So the chat started talking about a pick'em contest, and you know, as Tank and I are so prone to do, we had an idea that now we're just going to wrap it into one great big amorphous blob. If you're in the battle for the belt, we're going to do a pick'em contest. There will be a winner for that, too. We just conspired this, so we don't know what the prize will be yet. But we'll come up with that sometime next week. We'll give everybody a win in Chiefs-Lions, except for me and Tank.
Yeah.
Because we obviously lost very aggressively.
Yes.
And we'll run a pick'em contest. So here's my thought. We had a lot of people say that, you know, Battle for the Belt this year was a little bit more expensive because we were trying to crank up the deposit. So I'm going to put a thing out on the website. It's $5 to play Battle for the Belt every week of the season. That would make your donation more, but it would be easier than giving one lump sum at one time.
Correct.
So if you do any of those things, if you're in Battle of the Belt, we're going to have a pick'em contest, and we'll have a winner at the end of the year. And maybe we'll give out shirts and things for everybody that beats me or you or Dave or whoever wins this.
Yeah. So we'll put
We're conspiring this on the fly. So if anybody's got some ideas on that, feel free to throw them in the chat.
So this way we put all of our picks into a system, and it can track it. That's brilliant. I love that idea.
ESPN, you know, that is who we.
Because that might alleviate some of my struggles trying to add these up at the end of the week. Because apparently, simple math is not something that is a strong suit of mine.
Well, if you're watching, on the YouTubes right now, this is my pick sheet just for the week. So that's just this week in college football and the pros. So apologies if I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for you having to add up 16 NFL games.
So the Pick'em contest, we'll have all the details on that sorted out and posted so you can see them. What's that?
Can we put Adam Black on staff? Like, I think he's because he keeps coming up with good ideas. Said winner gets free entry into the battle for the belt next year.
Yeah.
That could certainly be part.
That could as well. The Battle for the Belt registration still open. We're still taking donations for Eblen Charity's St. Nicholas Project. Proceeds from the Battle for the Belt, both contests going to Eblen as it did last year. We got the standard contest plus the new Eliminator Challenge. The links to the contest are all in the description of the YouTube video, also posted on the front page of the website, thesportsocracy.com. Battle for the Belt, just our way to try to give back to our local community and support a great organization like Eblen Charities and the St. Nicholas Project.
Those links are they're in the description of the YouTube video. They're going up on the Facebook right now, which is at the Sportsocracy. It's not that hard to find us.
One Nation Underground says, winner gets ESPN back on Spectrum. I can't help you with that. Just because the hat says ESPN,
doesn't mean they listen to anything we say.
They're not gonna listen to me. And I don't have Spectrum, so I don't have to worry about that. And if you don't want to have Spectrum anymore, you can get up with DC Streams. Just send us a note. We'll tell you exactly how. We'll hook you up with the guy who's got the hookup with the DC Streams. Every live game, every fight night. It's tomorrow night's a big fight night. Can't wait for that. What? Oh, okay. You raised your eyebrows like you wanted to chime in there. You can get it all with DC Stream. So hit us up and we will hook you up. It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville and college football this week. Last week was fun. How hard do we think Matt Rule is going to get hit by the Deion hype train? Because I think it's, scattered, smothered, and covered. The Colorado Buffaloes are a special kind of team. And the more and more I, review what happened last week and listen to this team, they're not going away anytime soon. And there should be everybody in the conference scared of what they can do.
I'm still dumbfounded that Colorado is right now getting more action in certain sports books than the entire NFL.
Well, it might be because they're a 2.5-point favorite at home, and to me, that's ridiculous. That number should be at least a full touchdown.
Well, the problem is, and I've said this before, but the problem is that Vegas turns like a cruise ship, so they don't change their mind on things easily, and they thought Colorado was awful.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're here, and I think Vegas is going to take an absolute bath on Colorado.
You kind of get what you deserve.
Oh, I gave that one in the first segment, so I can be even honester about this. I think they're going to beat them 55-6.
I don't know if I'm going quite that far with it, but it is not going to be pretty for Matt Rule and the Cornhuskers.
Is there a player for the Nebraska Cornhuskers that Travis Hunter doesn't look across the line of scrimmage and just go, I'm going to hurt your feelings?
No, I don't believe there is. All right, are we ready for that? Is it about that time? Is it time for Jeremy Green to get his comeuppance after being the champ last year? We haven't had a guest in a while.
We haven't had a guest in here, and I'm pretty sure we took his microphone off the board. So,
well, you remember when we had that infarction last week?
Oh yeah,
when
people took plugs and wanted to plug them in things they were supposed to be plugged into.
We had to reset everything, and it's been a while. So let's test that out. Chief Zack, can we hear you now?
What a pleasure it is to be working with these true radio professionals.
There it is.
Indeed.
Let's go.
There we go. Just on top of stuff. We're ready to do this thing.
Hey, well, he's a pro. I'm an idiot, and I can't speak for everybody that uses this studio. But there's a lot of shenanigans that happens around here that I'm not a big fan of.
Yes, it is time to play Beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack. It is, of course, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. You need to buy a home, sell a home. She's the one that can get it done for you. Her and her amazing team just seems like they just keep setting record after record for eXp Realty. And so, yeah,
I would buy a home from her.
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would.
I think you did.
No,
Two.
Two of them.
ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Fully supported by Asheville Police Chief David Zack.
100%.
All right, let's get into it here. First set of games on Sunday. 1:00 slate. Carolina Panthers will start with the home team. Carolina Panthers in Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are a 3-point favorite.
Oh, I mean, I'm your.
Go ahead. You're the reigning champion. You got to start.
Reigning, defending champion. So, I'll start us off with a win. No big deal. You got it at, what's your line
3.
So you got it at 3.
Atlanta -3.
That one for me is not all that hard. It's Atlanta -3, and I'm not sure that game's actually going to be close. I have said this repeatedly. I don't think Carolina's going to start off particularly well. The line scares me, terrifies me, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at that front for the Falcons with Ebiketie and Calais Campbell, all of the things that they have added, Bud Dupree. I just think it's going to be a long day. Then you add in that DJ Chark has already been ruled out. Adam Thielen may not play. If that's the case, play Jonathan Mingo in every lineup you have. Just a little aside. So I will take the Atlanta Falcons.
All right. I'm going to be right there with you. I don't think this is going to start particularly well for Carolina. Doesn't mean there can't be great things that we can learn from, takeaways from the game of Bryce looking good, and maybe the connection with some of the receivers is okay. But the fact that Atlanta beefed up the defensive line, and Carolina has already struggled with their offensive line through camp, I don't like them to get the win in this scenario, but I do expect it'll be close, but Atlanta wins by maybe 4. So I'm still taking Atlanta -3 at home. Chief?
At least a touchdown. At least a touchdown, I think, for the Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah. Panthers aren't ready for prime time just yet. You're talking about first NFL game for Young, playing on the road with a spotty offensive line and the injuries up front. I think this can just be a long afternoon for Carolina, unfortunately.
Second game on the slate here. I feel like this could be a sweep as well. It's a big number. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans. Baltimore is a 9-point favorite. I'll be glad to start out here. Baltimore -1 billion. Houston's terrible, and Baltimore is a team that I feel like they're going to be ready, firing on all cylinders. They got to hit the ground running because everybody in this division knows how tight it is.
You know that every year there is a team whose fan base makes me hate them. Last year it was the Chicago Bears. Year before that it was the Bengals one year. And then I wound up loving them. I don't think it's going to happen with Houston.
No.
I'm going to sit back and laugh at your sadness. Give me Baltimore by a jillion.
Chief Zack, are you with us?
I cannot argue anything that's just been said. I think this is really a big bounce back year for the Ravens, too, where they're going to contend again. And we could see them with a deep run into the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
I see that.
I can see that as well. Cincinnati and Cleveland.
I believe there might be some disagreement afoot on this one because I do not believe either of you kind gentlemen will be going with me.
Well, go ahead and plant your flag then.
The Cleveland Browns. I am hammered on the revenge narrative for everything that Deshaun Watson's about to do. I did not believe in him coming into the league. Mm-hmm. He very quickly made me feel like I was wrong. And now there is this belief that what he was last year is what he will be forever and for always. Now he has weapons. You added Amari Cooper last year. You added Elijah Moore this year. You've got a couple guys that you drafted, and you've got David Njoku. Oh, yeah, by the way, you run the ball really, really well. This is not a shot at Cincinnati. If this game was in Cincinnati, I'd be taking the Bengals. It's not, and I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cleveland's better than everybody thinks, and we're going to walk away from this game and go, yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. Even when the Browns weren't this good, when Baker Mayfield was on the field for the Cleveland Browns, the Bengals still struggled against the Browns, especially on the road. In fact, I don't know, have they won one there? And if they have, I think it's only one. I think maybe the end of the year they picked up the first time that Joe had beaten Cleveland in their own house. Despite that fact, this team is out to prove something. They didn't get there last year. They fell short of their goal. Now they've got the contract situation out of the way. I feel like they've removed any possible distraction. Not that I really felt that was a distraction anyway. Like, without getting the contract signed, was Joe Burrow going to be the malcontent? Was he going to be the bad seed in the locker room because he didn't get his $275 million deal sewed up before week one? No, I didn't think that was going to happen either. I like the Browns. I just don't like them as much as I like the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think they're on a mission. I'll take them minus the 2 against the Cleveland Browns.
I am also on the Browns.
Let's go.
Haven't we seen, like, in the last couple of years where Cincinnati's kind of stumbled out of the gate a little bit?
We have.
Well, they had that game with Dallas last year.
You know,
that I remember thinking, the pumpkin has turned, or the carriage has turned back into a pumpkin.
Now, that being said, they will be there at the end of the year. But I think we've seen them kind of stumble out of the gate a little bit, and I think this is just one of those weeks. Burrow in training camp.
Yep.
You know, I think there's some rust there, and I can see Cleveland keeping this close, if not winning it outright. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take the Browns.
If I remember correctly, when we did our season projections, I took Cleveland to win this game, and Cincinnati doesn't lose another one until November.
I'll be on Cincinnati. You guys are taking Cleveland plus the 2 at home. This is the Sportsocracy. ESPN Asheville. We're playing Beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt. Zack of XP Realty. Go to clarissasellswnc.com.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Lane delays 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. Future 26 eastbound slowing between Broadway Street and 240. 26 westbound stop and go between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound slowing approaching the French Broad River, continuing to Airport Road. In the Inca Village area, Sardis Road northbound stop and go between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. In North Asheville, Merriman Avenue north and southbound approaching Edgewood Road is slow. In Fletcher, Hendersonville Road northbound approaching Fanning Bridge Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road northbound approaching Mills Gap Road slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
Paid for by the Affordable Connectivity Program through getinternet.gov.
What does the Affordable Connectivity Program sound like? It sounds like a student doing their homework online.
If X equals 4.
Eligible households save $30 a month on internet. Like the sound of that? The ACP. Sign up, connect, and save at getinternet.gov.
In a world where thrills never stop, $1 million is on the line. And your fate is decided every 4 minutes by a bunch of random numbers with...
Dan, I think Keno's exciting enough without you doing the voice.
But my talents add a little something, right?
I guess.
Carolina Keno. $1 million thrills every 4 minutes.
Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win. A price range from 1 to 3.86 to 16.63. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Are you Beer City's best fantasy football player? Your chance to prove it is back. The Sportsocracy's Battle for the Belt is back for year 2 with 2 ways to win. Our standard contest and the new Eliminator Challenge for the most hardcore of football fans. Play fantasy football with us every week of the NFL season and compete for a cause with proceeds benefiting Evelyn Charity's St. Nicholas Project. Register today at thesportsocracy.com and take your shot at the title of Beer City's fantasy football champion.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
ESPN Asheville, we're playing Beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack, as we do every Friday throughout the football season. We are picking all the games against the spread, and at the end of the year, we will crown the winner. Do we still don't have a trophy? We talked about getting some kind of a trophy.
I'll have to call Robbie Wright. I mean, Big Orange Tent's open, so
that's true.
Probably couldn't get done right now, because you should all be going to the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall and buying all your Halloween costumes. And if you tell them that we sent you, maybe Robbie will kindly just hand me a trophy and go, here.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe we could do like the mug there. You know,
I do enjoy the mug.
Have you shown your listeners that?
It's actually right behind my head on the stream.
Yeah.
I have to position my head appropriately, and this computer monitor moves. That's one of my prized possessions, which is why it's on my shelf of things I like.
The Bat mug was a great gift. And I feel
it was cool, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Local company.
Yeah, I love it.
Company.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was a local company.
Yeah, it's a local outfit.
Nice.
Out in Fletcher, right?
On the next show, we'll give them a plug.
Moore said it was Fletcher. He didn't tell me the name of the company.
Yeah, in order not to give out fake news.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, we'll definitely bring that to you. But
that's super cool.
Something along those lines. I was thinking like a badge or something with the show logo on it or something. You know people.
There'll be no badges.
There'll be no badges. We don't need no
somehow
sticky badges.
Somebody will be pulling people over with that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Jeremy would try that.
I was about to say.
I definitely wouldn't be the one.
I feel like that was directly thrown at me.
Of course it is.
I said people, but I meant person.
Hey, with great badge comes great authority.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I should have 2 of them at this point, because I forgot.
Still mad that he lost the tiebreaker
on a stupid college tiebreaker in a pro pick'em contest.
Well, would you rather have said, well, we tied? No,
we don't tie here.
We don't tie. So had to settle it somehow.
We're men. We're grown men, and
mostly.
Well, that's a good point.
Mostly. Easiest line of the week. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a 5-point favorite against the horrid Indianapolis Colts. Chief,
Jaguars.
I'm going to let you start that one.
Yeah, thanks. That was easy. Jags.
Didn't want you to have to go too far
Looking forward to seeing Lawrence take that next step. Starting to look like what everybody thought he was. I think that's a good thing. And now with better weapons, Jags are going to be tough.
Yeah, this could have been Jacksonville minus 25, and
I would not have gone that far. I'm really glad it's not that. But there is a great possibility that my Battle for the Belt lineups will have a whole slew of Calvin Ridley. Yes, and Chief Zack is joining us for that this year.
Yeah, I am. I don't know if I took I had Ridley in and out of my lineup. Was like a couple $100 over, and I kept having to make adjustments.
That's when I always know I'm on to something, is when I'm a couple $100 over. Like, oh, okay, this is going to be good. I just have to figure out where is my landmine.
Another 5-point spread as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go to the Minnesota Vikings, where Justin Jefferson has already scored.
I'll pass my opportunity to take this one first.
Oh, God. Apparently,
I'll take it.
Apparently, Jeremy's going spicy on this one.
Be that as it may, I'll take the Vikings minus the 5. Same story, too many weapons, and who's throwing the ball for Tampa?
Baker Mayfield.
Some guy.
Ugh.
Yeah, I just don't see.
No.
Don't see a lot of points there, but
it's not gonna be a lot of points on their side, and I don't know how the defense is going to be able to stop the passing game of the Minnesota Vikings.
I got to be honest, too. I did watch quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I had a whole new appreciation for Kirk Cousins.
Thank you.
I absolutely
It made
did.
Jeremy hate him more because he's not just doing blow in bathrooms somewhere.
I didn't say
teenagers.
I didn't say he should be doing crimes. I said don't do crimes. I just said I walked away from it and went goober. He's a big goober, and Kirk Cousins and I are not going to be friends. But then again,
I think Kirk is okay with that.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, that's really not a loss for him.
I thought he came off as a really good. I didn't realize how physically tough he was.
Yeah.
Oh, he's tough as
and
nails.
how he gets himself on the field and and prepares himself.
Mm-hmm.
I was very impressed by that.
Yes.
He's tough as a $3 steak. I'll totally give him that.
And you just don't like him because he's a nice person.
Because he's wholesome.
I don't like him because
wholesome.
he's a goober. I deal with a goober every single day. My goober quotient is satiated.
Again,
all right,
wholesome.
I get enough dad jokes and puns. I'm good. I need friends that yell and are angry, and
that's what you got me for.
Bingo! Exactly.
But I like Kirk Cousins. I liked him. I thought he was a good guy.
Well, I think one of the reasons you might like him is because you could see him as a good employee at one time. Because that's when I saw him, I was like, this guy's got a hell of a future in law enforcement at some point.
I just was very impressed with him as a person and as a player. I had a newfound respect for him.
Yeah. High character guy.
High character. Yeah.
Tough as nails.
We tend to not like those, Jeremy and I, but every now and
ignores
then,
the noise.
Yeah.
Everybody can talk smack about him all they want to. He doesn't care. And I think that's really what bothers Jeremy.
Yeah, and he's going to beat the Bucs by more than 5.
Yes, 100% he will.
So you're also taking Minnesota?
Of course.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Did you have an explanation on that?
I already explained it.
Oh, you're just taking Minnesota because Tampa Bay's so awful?
Because they can't stop the passing game. We talked about that before.
Oh, okay. Not so fast, my friend. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things. If there's one thing that Todd Bowles can do, it's screw up a plan. And the plan for Tampa Bay is we want you to just be god-awful. Yeah, he's going to find a way to win games that he's not supposed to get you away from Caleb Williams. And this is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
That Tampa team is not bereft of talent.
No.
By the way, how bad is the Minnesota secondary? Everybody talks about how Justin Jefferson's going to carve up Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Or carve up Tampa Bay, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Name me a starter for the Minnesota Vikings. Any one of them.
Nope.
And case in point. The Vikings defense may be the worst defense in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be on display. Mike Evans is a little angry. Chris Godwin gets his. You're going to see that one random good Baker Mayfield game, and then, boom.
I think we saw that last year, the one random game.
Yes, that's what he does.
We saw his.
He's a king of it.
Yeah, no, he's saying he already used his. He used that game.
Oh, he used the good game.
Yeah, in the 50-point performance for the
I'm not using
Rams.
like last season. I'm just using 365 days.
Yeah,
is my gauge.
He
Every
gets
365 days.
In the fiscal year, he cannot be better than that. Again, it just can't be allowed. All right, Jeremy's going out on the limb there with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus the 5 on the road in Minnesota. The New Orleans Saints host the Tennessee Titans and it is a 3-point spread, according to BetUs.com. New Orleans -3 at home against the Titans. And I think they cover that easily because I think you'll be able to stop the run. I don't really know what to expect, I guess, from Tennessee's passing game. How good is DeAndre Hopkins? How good is the chemistry between him and Ryan Tannehill? And I just think this team is not as good as some want to believe that it is. And they'll go to New Orleans and get dispatched easily. So New Orleans -3 for me.
This was one of the harder games of the week for me. Because what I always ask is who's at home, who has the quarterback advantage, who has the coach advantage. Quarterback is closer than you want it to be. It's New Orleans, but Ryan Tannehill is not – he's not Baker Mayfield bad. Coach is Tennessee by 5 miles. The fact it's in New Orleans, I just don't really know how Tennessee's going to go down there and be able to score. I'm also petrified of that offensive line of the Titans, so I'm with you. I'm taking New Orleans.
All right, Chief?
I'm on New Orleans as well. Always tough at home.
Yes. We are going to take a break here in the Sportsocracy. It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We'll continue down the 1 o'clock slate. Got two more 1 o'clock games to talk about before we get into the 4 o'clock slate of the afternoon. Next up, is it going to be Pittsburgh or San Francisco? Where are we going? Stick with us.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Expecting some pretty good thunderstorm coverage here in western North Carolina for the weekend ahead. We've got some slow-moving downpours out there tonight. Also, temperatures in the valley in the mid-60s, and storms staying fueled up here throughout the weekend with high temps in the 70s tomorrow and Sunday. Heavier rains possible Saturday afternoon. Long range late next week, Thursday, Friday, our true taste of fall with some 40s coming for nighttime lows. I'm meteorologist Scott Laria-Moore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow. Future 26 eastbound between Riverside Drive and 240. Future 26 westbound near Broadway Street is slow. 26 westbound slowing between Vanning Bridge Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound stop and go approaching the Blue Ridge Parkway, continuing to Airport Road. Sweeten Creek Road northbound at Weston Road, an accident reported. Again, Sweeten Creek Road northbound is slow approaching Mills Gap Road. In North Asheville, Merriman Avenue northbound near Edgewood Road is slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Irish Spring, the fresh scent of Irish Spring. And those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
Spring fire season is here, and you are the best defense against wildfires. Make sure to have a water hose, bucket, steel rake, and a shovel for tossing dirt on the fire. Keep your phone with you in case you need help, and never leave a fire unattended. Learn more at ncforestservice.gov.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, "I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye neti pot, hello Navage." End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch. The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man!
Back at the Sportsocracy inside the Ingalls studio on ESPN Asheville, and we're playing Beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack, who has let's go ahead and call it. You going to win this year? Is this your year? Is this your bounce back year?
I hope so.
He's like, I hope.
Well, we all started off great yesterday. I'll pick the Chiefs.
Wonderful. It was wonderful. Everybody starts with a loss. You can't ask for anything more. Yeah, we were all on the Chiefs yesterday. But that did not come to fruition. We're all on the New Orleans Saints as well. And the next pick here in the Beat the Chief, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers at home against the San Francisco 49ers in a 1 o'clock start. Pittsburgh is a 2.5-point dog at home to the Niners. Chief, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. I'll take this one. I like the Steelers here. I am not a believer in Brock Purdy. I am a believer in Kenny Pickett. And I like the Steelers at home. I think the Brock Purdy hype is not worthy.
It's not worthy. It's not worthy. I have said many times I think Brock Purdy's fine. He's not a good quarterback in this league. He can run this system aptly. They're going to make plays. They'll be able to win some games, but the games that you're going to win are going to come against lesser coached teams. They're going to have to come against lesser talented teams. And honestly, from top to bottom, I'm not sure that you win that battle with Pittsburgh. Plus, you're on the road. Plus, you got to play Mike Tomlin. I don't like any of this for San Francisco. I get everybody's on the high after the Nick Bosa deal, but it has little impact.
Steelers got a few guys on the other side of the line,
yeah,
too.
Exactly. Exactly. They'll be able to get pressure on Brock Purdy, make him uncomfortable, and they'll make a couple of more plays than they do. It's going to be gross, but I think they still win by a field goal at least. I will take Pittsburgh outright.
I just like the points at home, too.
Yeah, plus 2.5, easy.
I really thought I was going to get a freebie game here from at least one of you. I didn't, because I'm taking Pittsburgh. And to me, this is probably the easiest game of the week.
Easier than Jacksonville -5?
It's more points and you're on the road.
I think the easiest one's coming up.
Oh, does it have a green team and a blue team?
No.
He was like, maybe.
Soon enough. We'll get to that soon enough.
Yes.
Maybe it was this one you're referring to. The Washington Commanders host the Arizona Cardinals, and that's a 7-point spread, ladies and gentlemen.
Is there a worse team than the Cardinals?
No.
No.
And there you have it.
Exactly.
There you have it.
Every team in the NFL outside of the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts should be at least a touchdown favorite against the Arizona Cardinals.
The Houston Texans should be a 7-point favorite against the Cardinals.
Really?
That's how bad they are.
Okay.
No, they're bad. They want to be bad. They're going to be bad.
Yep.
And I think this was the easiest game of the week.
This is definitively one NFL team that is not even trying to hide it from you. We just traded for our starting quarterback 14 minutes ago. Sweet.
Dobbs is the official starter?
Yes.
I don't think I'd seen that.
Yes, he is the starter. But Clayton Tune could still get some reps when Josh Dobbs comes out and is awful.
I actually picked up the Commanders in some fantasy leagues, too, just to play them in this D this week.
That's the DFS cheat code this week, isn't it?
Disagree.
Really?
I'll tell you who it
For
is.
a defense?
I'll tell you who it is.
Okay, all right.
We're not far away.
Okay.
Have no fear. That team's coming up.
I just remember when I set my lineup and I saw them like 2,800 or something. They're like the fourth cheapest.
That was the first slot I filled was defense.
That's that one, because that game could easily be 43-0, and I will not be surprised. That's the end of the 1 o'clock slate. And the 4 o'clock slate, we got the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Chicago looking for that win over the Packers now that their daddy has gone. Aaron has left town, so now maybe Chicago can get a win against the Packers. And I think, frankly, they're the better team. I think they're the tougher team, actually. Talking about Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And at home, I'll say you win that. It's only a 1-point spread, so Chicago -1, Green Bay +1. It's really who you think's going to win?
Well, the problem, one of the problems I have for Green Bay is I don't know who you're supposed to throw to. You got no Christian Watson. Romeo Doubs is, according to a text I got a couple hours ago, super questionable.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means other than unlikely to play.
Exactly.
Which is, I don't understand why you didn't just say that. So you're going to have Jaden Reed, Malik Heath, Samari Torre, and Dontavian Wicks. I like Wicks.
In his first game, though?
Yeah, I mean, and you got Jordan Love throwing to him. I don't think that's beating Chicago. I'm taking the Bears.
No, absolutely.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you guys on the Bears.
All right.
Nothing more to add.
Denver Broncos host the Las Vegas Raiders in that 4 o'clock slate, and Denver is a 3-point favorite. Denver's terrible.
I thought this was the worst game of the week to pick.
The hardest one?
Yeah, I thought
yeah,
this was the
it
hardest
is, because Denver's horrible, but Las Vegas is
horrible.
I'm going to put them in that category with Arizona and Indianapolis and Houston. That's where they live in my mind. And they will lose this game. Denver will win this game by a touchdown. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be enough to get it done because, hell, I feel like a high school team could go out there with Sean Payton and be better coached than Josh McDaniel could have a superstar team.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the definition of hyperbole. I thought this was the hardest game to pick until that hook showed up, because it was 3 for an extended period of time. Then it swelled to 3.5, and then it became easier for me. I catch a field goal. I don't really care that it's in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think that hurts Denver, if I'm being really honest, because that fan base will turn on you quickly if this doesn't. If Russell Wilson comes out and looks like he did in the preseason, the Boo Birds will be out in week 1. I agreed with everything you said. The Denver Broncos will win this game. It was when you said by a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where I don't agree. They will win this game by a field goal. Give me the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay. Another 3-point spread. Los Angeles Chargers.
Hold on. You got to give the other person a chance to pick.
I thought you already picked. My bad.
Not even in the room.
Yeah,
No.
Sorry. Just I forget about it.
He's in his own little world. He's got to do high school football tonight, so I mean, he's already had a sleepy time.
You're getting up to that morning drive. You're up too early.
Oh, I know. It's just still taking some getting used to. But we're still in early season form here. Chief, who do you take? Las Vegas or Denver?
I think you got to believe Peyton. If there's anything Wilson has left, Peyton can get it out of him. We're going to know in week 1 if that's the case or not. I tend to believe that might be the case. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos here.
Yeah.
-3.5.
Yeah.
Wish Jody was playing.
Yes, that would be nice.
I also think there's a possibility this game ends 3-0.
So you're taking the under.
There will be less scoring in this game than my friends in high school. Oh, they were losers.
Wow.
At least when it came to that. I mean, they're all good people.
Yeah, too late.
Yeah, that's all right. None of them listen to the show.
This is real.
My friends are the people that listen to me on the radio.
The Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers in a 4 o'clock game out on the West Coast. The Chargers at home, they're a 3-point favorite, and I believe that's a mistake. I really do. I'll start out with Miami plus the 3. I think in the end I like the Chargers better, but I don't know that I trust them more than Miami, if that makes any sense.
It does.
And I guess it's this that I've been burned by being on the Brandon Staley bandwagon. I've been the guy saying he's going to make the turn. He's a good coach. And
You've
he
been
hasn't done
hurt,
it yet.
and you're not ready to love again.
I'm not ready to love again. But Miami, I think they match up pretty well. I mean, with the secondary for the Chargers against Miami's receivers, but it's the run game that's going to kill them.
I love Raheem Mostert. I love Jalen Waddle. I love the Dolphins. And so I'm going to say, no, Chargers, no. Give me the Miami Dolphins.
I'm going to break from
He
you
said
guys.
Arnold in the break. I had to get that in there.
Oh, that was Arnold?
It's a very bad one. I don't do an Arnold impression.
Okay.
I do Christopher Walken, Lou Holtz.
I look forward to both of those.
The people listening to the show don't.
I'm gonna break from you guys on this one. I like the Chargers here. Last year, I mean, right, the Chargers were a lot of hype on them early on, but again, they started the year without Williams, without Keenan Allen, a lot of injuries, and it all fell apart by week one. And now you've got everybody back, and they're starting the year. I love Herbert, and I think they're going to put a beat down on the Dolphins, actually. I really do. I really do, because people aren't talking about them, and I don't think people, again, the injuries last year, they were just devastated from week one. You're not seeing that this year. I think they come out of the gate and roll.
Can Los Angeles take advantage of no Jalen Ramsey? I guess that would be the backbreaker.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They can definitely do that. I just don't. You said you like the matchup. I hate this matchup for the Chargers. I don't believe in J.C. Jackson. I don't think you're getting that back on track in 1 week. And one of those receivers for Miami is going to annihilate you. And I think it's Jalen Waddle.
Okay. All right. So anyhow, we are, Jeremy and I, both on Miami plus the 3. Chief taking the Chargers minus the 3. Philadelphia is at New England. And
this shouldn't take long.
The defending champions of the NFC are 4-point favorites.
Philadelphia.
Not close.
Next.
Yep.
Chief.
Next.
Yep. Next. Everybody's
That's
on
the
Philadelphia.
stupidest line I've ever seen.
I don't know why it's so
we have all of the game picks coming out tomorrow and all the short form YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. That was about the only thing I said. This is the drunkest line I have ever
Let's all make a lot of money. Let's pool our resources.
In fairness, every time I say that, it goes the wrong way. So
yeah, let's just remind everybody how this goes when we all agree on a game.
Which
means it doesn't go well for us most of the time.
Which, by the way,
I would be curious what our record is on that.
Which, by the way, means we're going to go about 3-12 this week each.
We very well could. The Seattle Seahawks and the LA Rams. I don't think this should take long either. This is a 5-point spread.
Yeah, you said it was easy to take Washington defensively.
Yeah,
Seattle would like a word, because that's the easiest. If the Rams score points in this game, they should pop champagne bottles in the locker room, because I'm not sure they get over the 50 without Cooper Kupp, because that receiving core is awful. I mean, Van Jefferson, Jawan, and Ben Skura. Get out of here against Tariq Woolen.
Tyler Higbee's going to tear him up. Just wait.
You going to put your money where your mouth is and take L.A.?
Hell no.
Okay, that's good.
Hell no. Seattle -5, and it ain't close.
We were all on Seattle?
We're all on Seattle.
Yeah, all right, we got 2 games left. Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. We'll take a break when we come back. Oh, wait, we can't take a break.
No, can't take a break.
All right. I was trying to space it out to give us a little bit more time, but I forgot. We got bangers coming up at the end of the hour, so we got to get these in here. Sunday Night Football. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants, and the Giants are a 3-point dog at home, which, I mean, it's Dallas -3 for me.
I got it at 3.5, but it's 6 one way, half dozen the other. I'm taking the Giants +3.5.
Ooh.
I think this is a field goal game. Dallas wins it at the horn, and this will be a low-key shootout game.
All right, what's the line?
I've got it at 3.5.
BetUS has it at 3. But
the consensus line is
Giants,
3.5. I haven't seen this at 3 in 3 days.
Giants -3? Because you said Cowboys +3.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's the Cowboys are a 3.5-point favorite.
Yes.
Okay.
So 3.5.
So it's 3.5.
3.5. So what is your pick?
This is the game that really I've gone back and forth on. I don't know what Dallas is going to be this year. But again, you get that New York hype, which we'll talk about shortly in another game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take the Giants.
Okay.
I'll take the Giants.
All right, you guys taking the
I'm
Giants
not comfortable.
Plus the 3.5, it doesn't change. The hook does not change my mind on
the
this
hook
game.
is what made that the game.
Yeah.
That and the Steeler game are the two heaviest ones I'm on this week.
And finally, Monday Night Football, the opener. It's the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills.
This is the easiest game of the week.
Come on, guys, go at it.
I don't disagree. This is the easiest game of the week. Jets bringing back the old school 80s throwbacks on September 11th with Aaron Rodgers in MetLife. Jets, Jets.
Rodgers is a 9/11 denier.
He's a lunatic, but you know what else he can do? Throw a football in a bucket from 60 yards. I watched him do it live 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that Allen kid's pretty good too.
He is good.
So, we talked about this not long ago, where this hype on the Jets and I vastly improved team, but this whole just Aaron Rodgers coming over, and now their Super Bowl window is open. Yet those same prognosticators are saying the Josh Allen window is closed. Yes. That's like the dumbest take that I've ever heard. Buffalo didn't do anything sexy in the offseason. Mm-hmm. They lost one player, Edmonds, their middle linebacker. Offensive line's been beefed up. James Cook is far superior to Singletary, and that receiving core got markedly better.
With Kincaid?
Now you throw in Kincaid, and I think it's a make-or-break year for Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey's either going to be out of football, or at least out of the NFL, or Buffalo's going to have one of the best offenses in the entire NFL this year.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets do this. The New York media does it. They pump the Jets. Rodgers there's a reason Brady's the GOAT and lasted into his 40s, because he's Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers is not Brady. He has been in decline. Well, he had an MVP year. Playing against bad teams. Against bad teams.
Yep.
Okay, now he's going into the AFC East. Different animal altogether. Buffalo will win this game.
All right, Buffalo wins for the Chiefs. So is it you're taking them minus the 2.5 to cover the spread?
I'll take the minus 50 points.
Minus 50. I would take the minus 50 points.
All right, my converse
Bills
of
minus
that,
50. That's the new Jets plus 7.
All right, my converse of that is I don't think that Bills line is improved. I think the Jets' defensive line is going to annihilate them. And it leads to Osiris Torrance actually going into the starting lineup 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Yep.
That's when they'll be able to run.
He is starting.
He is starting?
He is starting.
I don't know that I love that because he's going to have to defend Quinnen Williams.
Yeah,
and you remember
rushers.
And you remember in the pre-draft, I said the thing that bothers me about him, he'll come in immediately and be a road grader. You get him against a Quinnen Williams. I'm not sure that's not the name I said.
All right.
And it's going to be a long day.
Y'all are taking your teams. If the Tank Spitzer kiss of death is a thing, then congratulations to the Buffalo Bills, because I'm taking the New York Jets.
No!
Plus
no!
the 2.5.
You take the Bills! You do it now! You leave my team alone! You have never picked the Jets right in the 4 years we've been doing this. That's the meanest thing you've ever done.
I'm going underdog, plus the 2.5 on
I
Monday Night
appreciate you there,
Football.
buddy. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you.
That was for picking his stupid team. I should have taken Minnesota and taken my loss. You just cursed my team. They're going to forget how to get in the stadium now.
If I just KOD'd, then I think I need a bat mug too. You need to, but
that's right. You're getting a bat mug.
But I think it should have your face on it.
My
Chief
face?
Zack. Yeah, with the Bills logo. I think that would be a great little piece to have right next to Jeremy's bat mug on the shelf. Beat the Chief, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Best of luck, guys, and we'll see who comes out on top. This is the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slowing 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. Future 26 eastbound slow between Broadway Street and 240. 26 westbound stop and go between Fanning Bridge Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway to approaching Airport Road. Sweeten Creek Road northbound near Weston Road, very busy, an accident reported. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road, slow. In North Asheville, Merriman Avenue north and southbound near Edgewood Road is slow. I'm Lee Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. At Staples, you can count on every project being print perfect, guaranteed. Now save even more with $10 off document printing when you spend $40 or more. Offer ends 9/30. Exclusions and restrictions apply. See associate or visit staples.com/print for
Our
details.
filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home when it's time to buy. Visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Coffee's for closers only.
Get them the money.
Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
You know it's a bad week in college football and really hard to wager when I'm picking over-unders. But that's exactly what I did. This is Great on Green, brought to you by Ingles Markets. Low prices, love the savings. SMU, Oklahoma. I don't have a good read on who wins this game. I think it's SMU because I don't believe in Oklahoma no matter how many points they put on crying Butch Jones. But here's what I do know. Neither one of them are very good defensively, and over 68.5 looks like the layup bet of the week because both of them can score and score at will. So give me over 68.5 between SMU and Oklahoma. Next, Oklahoma State's a 3.5-point favorite at Arizona State. Wager, don't watch. These two are awful, but Oklahoma State, a little less awful than Arizona State, who very easily could have lost to a school that I have never heard of last week. Iowa's a 3.5-point favorite at Iowa State. I feel like this is the most wagered rivalry in all of sports, at least by the players. Matt Campbell is the most overrated coach in all of sports, and Iowa actually showed some life offensively last week. But the under in this Cy-Hawk still applies. Under the number, Iowa minus 3.5. But where are all the road dogs?
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
UConn's a 3-point dog at Georgia State. I'm just going to keep wagering UConn and using the free money until Vegas corrects this. They're good. Georgia State's not. And I, for the life of me, can't figure out how anybody put this number on this game and signed it off and said, yep, that's a solid day's work. And finally, the Fighting Rich Rodriguez's of Jacksonville State are a 14.5-point dog at Coastal Carolina. I understand Coastal played with UCLA, and we saw it because it was the highlight game of that last slate. They don't score well. I don't know what Tim Beck did to this offense, but it's not good. And Jacksonville State can run the ball down your throat. 14.5 is too much. It might land on 14. I'm not saying Jacksonville State's going to win, but they do cover. Give me the Gamecocks plus 14.5. For more, find us on all the social medias at the Sportsocracy. And as always, love the savings with Ingles, love the winnings with me. Mull it out.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Expecting some pretty good thunderstorm coverage here in western North Carolina for the weekend ahead. We've got some slow-moving downpours out there tonight also. Temperatures in the valley in the mid-60s. And storms staying fueled up here throughout the weekend with high temps in the 70s tomorrow and Sunday. Heavier rains possible Saturday afternoon. Long range late next week, Thursday, Friday, a true taste of fall with some 40s coming for nighttime lows. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
Paid for by the Affordable Connectivity Program through getinternet.gov.
I heard about something called the Affordable Connectivity Program. It helps people save money on internet.
I don't have the internet, but I'd like to.
You should apply to see if you're eligible. You could save $30 a month.
Sign up, connect, and save at getinternet.gov.
I heard about something called the Affordable Connectivity Program. It helps people save money on internet.
I don't have the internet, but I'd like to.
You should apply to see if you're eligible. You could save $30 a month.
Sign up, connect, and save at getinternet.gov.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
I'm Doug Brown. For the second time in a row, Team USA will not play for gold at the FIBA World Cup, losing to Germany in the semifinals today, 113-111. The undersized U.S. team cut a 12-point deficit to 1 in the late stages, but couldn't finish the comeback. They will play Canada in the bronze medal game on Sunday. The Lions are 1-0 after spoiling the party in Kansas City. ESPN's Mike Tannenbaum says it came down to physical and mental toughness.
You go back to a decision they made a couple of years ago. They took Penei Sewell over Jamar Chase. Very controversial, but when you could control the line of scrimmage, you could win on the road. You could make your quarterback very comfortable, which he did in Jared Goff.
Mike Tannenbaum. Raiders defensive end Chandler Jones is out for Sunday's opener against the Broncos. Jones is still away from the team after unleashing a string of social media posts critical of the organization. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts tells SiriusXM's MLB Network Radio outfielder Mookie Betts might be able to play by Monday. Betts fouled a ball off his left foot last night against the Marlins.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Now your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword LUCKY to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's LUCKY to 200-200.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Green, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingalls Supermarkets.
It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube, even when we don't want to be seen on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. Appreciate the warning on that. Jeez.
Hey, yeah, I tell Tank, hey, I hit the wrong button, so you're going to be on Screen Weirder, and he starts picking his nose like a 6-year-old.
Because it's what I do, because I'm a big old goob. That's why I like Kirk Cousins.
Please, God, somebody cut that. I'm going to make that my ringtone.
It is time for the daily draft here at the top of the third hour of the program. Week 1 of the NFL season. This is a
Football Friday.
Yeah, we got a lot going on in college football as well. Daily draft on Fridays. We always tell you where we're going to go this weekend around the football world. Just want to use this opportunity to remind everyone as well, if you're just hopping into the cars here, maybe you're part of that crew that has tuned out during the off season, because I mean, let's be honest, the NFL runs the show here, and maybe you're not into the draft or the mock drafts or all of the other stuff, but you're back for the picks. So we're moving to a new time on Monday. We will now be on 12 to 3 starting on Monday, every weekday afternoon on ESPN Asheville. Still live on the YouTubes. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat, all those good things. Follow the links in the description of the video to get in on the battle for the belt this year. Anything else I got to get out of the way here before we start?
Yeah, I just checked. So usually I'm stepping out every 30 minutes while we're doing the show. I just checked my phone. I have a slew of messages from people about Battle for the Belt. How do I get in? All of those things. If you want to message me directly, feel free. You can get me on Facebook, Twitter. You can message the show. If it's, I don't have the money, literally shoot me a message. We want as many of you in for this as we can.
Yes.
We can figure out the money. I mean, we're doing it for kids, so obviously we want the donations, but we want as many of you in it as humanly possible. So don't let that be the reason you don't get in.
Battle for the Belt this year, 2 different contests. You got the standard contest, the Eliminator Challenge, and all the links are on the front page of the website, thesportsocracy.com. They're also in the description of every YouTube video that we've done since the launch of the contest. So the rooms for this week are open. You can set your lineups and all of that, but you got to get in, register now, and remember that it is for the kids.
If you have not gotten the link, please send me a message because I do not have you registered in the contest. I've gone full Santa Claus and I've checked my list, checked it twice, checked it 7 times. So if you have not gotten a link and you're expecting one, shoot me a message. If you just want in, shoot me a message. We'll make it. We will make it happen.
Yep. And as it did last year, the proceeds from the Battle for the Belt going to Eblin Charities St. Nicholas Project.
And the weekly, if you want to pay weekly with the donation, that link is up in the YouTube chat right now and will be up on the Facebook after the show.
All right, daily draft as always. Where are we going to go this weekend? We're picking out the football games that we have to be at. Where do we start? I got the first pick in today's draft.
How do you have the first pick?
You had the first pick yesterday.
I didn't have the first pick.
I thought you did.
You did. You took CeeDee Lamb, and you immediately went, oh, I did this wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I dog-walked you.
That's right.
I mean, you can have it because you're not taking where I'm going first. And I'll happily take that back-to-back skis right there.
Sure, because Texas, Alabama is the number 1 place to be this weekend.
I can't really give too much on that because that's one of my picks in the bangers to close out the show. It was very high on my list. It wasn't number 1.
Really?
No. I don't necessarily know that this is going to go the way that a certain fan base wants it to because I don't really believe in that team.
I will not be cagey with my opinion on this game. I think it's going to be close again like it was last year. But
last year's why I don't think it will be close.
But I do believe that Alabama is going to get the better of the Texas Longhorns this weekend. Jeremy's got his official pick coming up at the end of the hour in your final set of bangers. All right, so Jeremy, you said that wasn't your number 1. What is more intriguing than that? Oh, good God.
Seeing the beginning of a curse-breaking season in Jet Life Stadium between nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills and your 2023 Super Bowl champion, Jets. That's the game of the week to me, and I don't know that it's really all that close.
Okay.
That is going to be a spectacle. You got to understand, Jet fans are different, and they haven't really had hope in a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now you bring in Aaron Rodgers. Whether it goes well or not, that doesn't really matter to what I'm saying. The buzz around the Jets is unlike anything I have seen the entire time I have been a fan of this team. So you can call me a homer. You can call me what you want. That is going to be appointment television. That will do a number that I'll bet it will be the highest rated Monday Night Football game that ESPN's ever had. Oh, wait, no, it won't because, Spectrum. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, that's true. You're cutting out a lot of people.
Some of you are going to have to watch a bootleg stream on YouTube, but, hey, we try to do what we can do.
Don't feel great about that. Buffalo Bills, New York Jets, Monday Night Football. All right. I thought you were going to go like Kooky Madookie about something, but I get that. Okay. Your second selection.
I'm debating which one I have to take here because there's one that I really want to take, but I don't think I have to. So I'm going to go to a lovely stadium that's probably going to be 60% fans of the opposing team. I'm going to SoFi Stadium to see the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers because I like offensive football. And those two are going to score a jillion points. I should also really specify, I hate this college slate with just an unabashed passion.
Well, there aren't very many great or good even college games this weekend.
I was about to say, I don't know where great is. I haven't located it yet.
Well, I mean, Alabama, Texas. I feel like that'll be a great game.
Yeah, at the end of the hour, I'll tell you why I don't think it will be.
I feel like there's another game in the college ranks that I'll go ahead and take it here since it's my turn. It's Ole Miss and Tulane, because that becomes the next. That's the next most competitive game, in my opinion, on the college slate.
That was one of the two that I thought I didn't have to take because I didn't think you would do it. You tend to poo-poo mid-major college football.
Yeah, but I only poo-poo mid-major college football when you're going against major teams. I don't see Ole Miss as that.
Ole Miss can score a lot of points.
Yes, they can. They scored, 73 on Nicholls State last week.
Yeah, but that's Nicholls State.
Congratulations.
This is a whole different ballgame.
Of course it is. And Tulane is one of those tough teams that can take a, I want to say upper mid-tier college program like Ole Miss and play with them. I mean, not like toy with him like a little kitty cat before he's going to have his dinner. I mean, just they'll be able to hang with them and make this a tough contest to win for the Ole Miss Rebels. So I'm excited for a back-and-forth affair there. So that'll be my second selection. And then I got to go to
I'm
NFL
incredibly intrigued that you chose that one because that's a good location. I enjoy New Orleans.
Yeah, I've never been there, and
You've
I really
never been
want
to
to
New
go.
Orleans?
No. I really want to go to New Orleans. I don't know that, Tulane University is necessarily on my visit list.
It's in the city, so it's
so I don't know.
I mean, it's not right downtown from what I remember. I've never specifically gone to Tulane, but
Right.
I think I remember where it is.
Anytime you can go to New Orleans, I feel like you're going to have a good time.
I'm still confounded how Tulane got Ole Miss to sign up for this. You're coming here? Even home and home? I don't care.
Right.
The fact that you agreed to this is shocking.
Well, was this one of those that they agreed to 7 years ago before Lane Kiffin got there?
It might have been.
And they weren't worth it. It was
It
like,
might have
we
been.
might as well.
That tends to be how scheduling in college football goes.
Yep.
We agree to a deal, and we'll play in 2047.
All right.
Awesome.
So I've taken 2 college games, which could be an error in judgment here, but I got to go pro with the next one, and it's going to be the NFC North or the AFC North battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. Because that was the hardest game of the week to pick for me. Because I believe so much in Cincinnati, but I'm also a slave to history, right? When you have a winning streak or, Joe Burr has only won 1 game in Cleveland in his career, it makes me think it'd go the other way. But and one thing I know is this is going to be a great matchup.
I feel like that's one of the games of the week. I believe you're going to get more points than a lot of people think. I believe a great deal in Cleveland, and Cincinnati is my AFC pick for the Super Bowl. So I cannot fault you for taking either one of those. That one was not one of the ones on my list. All right, the one that you left me that I didn't feel like I had to take, I'm going to do a twin bill in MetLife. I'm going to hang out in New York back-to-back nights.
Okay.
Because I want to be there for Cowboys-Giants. The Giants, to me, are one of the most interesting teams in the NFL because I think they're incredibly talented. I think they're very well coached. But I have absolutely no idea what it is I'm getting ready to see out of them. I mean, they pass every bit of the smell test to me because I like your coach. I don't love your quarterback, but Daboll seems to be getting the most out of him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're getting a whale of a litmus test in week 1.
Yes.
This is going to tell us a lot about where they are.
I would agree with that.
I mean, because the last time we saw them, they were getting absolutely dog-walked by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
If that happens again, cool. I can put you in your little box. We don't have to talk about it anymore. You're going to go 7-10. It's a talented roster, but you're not there yet. But what if it goes the way I think it's going to go? And they go right down to the wire with the Cowboys. Cowboys kick field goal and win it. Does that change the way you feel about the Giants?
No, not necessarily.
It does me. It does me because there's only two ways this can go, in my opinion. Okay. It's either really close or the Giants get smoked.
I don't feel like there's a path, obviously, to that happening. But I don't feel like it's very likely that will happen. I just don't – I don't know. It's rare that you would see a well-coached team like New York come out and just get blindsided, especially by a team that I can't trust and a coach that I can't trust and a quarterback that I can't trust. Am I saying that I trust somebody? I heard somebody on one of the rival networks earlier today say that they trusted Daniel Jones more than they trust Dak Prescott, and I thought that was just ridiculous.
That person's smoking crimes.
I thought that was the most ridiculous thing I had heard today. New York's a really good team, and I don't think they're going to get blown out. Is there a chance that they win that game? Yeah. I could see Dak Prescott, pooing in the punch bowl. Mike McCarthy gets too conservative down the stretch.
That's the other element of it to me.
You try to run the ball too much?
Can Dallas live up to the preseason aspirations that I have for them? Mm-hmm. And I think you're going to learn a lot in this game.
I don't think the defense will struggle much from Dallas, so I'm not going to highlight that. To me, it's all on the offense and how that goes and how Wink Martindale comes up with the terror package for defending the Dallas receivers. It's a great pick by you. It's I guess I hadn't really let it sink into my head that they're doing back-to-back games, primetime games at MetLife.
We get to
really cool.
We get to see that thing that their social media teams love doing of showing the transformation of the stadium, especially now because they have to paint the center field because they don't. At midfield now, both the team logos will be there,
right?
Instead of the NFL logo, which has been there forever.
Don't you just have it like a giant piece of carpet that you could just roll out there? Is it like the parquet floor on the basketball that you could just replace that part of the floor?
That's not how that works.
It is the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. I hope you get to take a trip this weekend. Get to actually go see some football being played.
I'm going to take a trip. To my couch.
Yeah,
that would be tomorrow.
Our buddy Derek, who scored our Tar Heel tickets this weekend, he's going to be making the trip to Chapel Hill thanks to ESPN Asheville. We'll have Tar Heel football on ESPN Asheville tomorrow evening against Appalachian State.
He was a very nice guy. You missed him earlier.
Oh, did he come by?
He did. He was a very, very nice guy. I always love when listeners of the show come by. Anytime because invariably, somehow, anytime we give anything away, nobody was instructed as to where it is or how it goes out. So invariably, they come to me and they're like, "Do you know where it is?" No, I don't, but I would love to say hi. And then I commandeer Brandy's desk for the better part of 20 minutes to have a conversation with someone.
Nice. It is ESPN Asheville where we're going to go this weekend in football. 4 picks left after the break.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Travis, time ago, future 26 westbound between Broadway Street and Elk Mountain Road. 26 eastbound slowing between Brevard Road and the French Broad River. 26 eastbound again slowing east of the Blue Ridge Parkway to Airport Road. 26 westbound stop and go between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Weston Road. Heavy delays in Axton here. Sweeten Creek Road, southbound, slow, approaching Mills Gap Road. North Asheville, Merriman Avenue, northbound at Edgewood Road, slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
Paid for by the Affordable Connectivity Program through getinternet.gov.
What does the Affordable Connectivity Program sound like? It sounds like a student doing their homework online.
If X equals 4.
Eligible households save $30 a month on internet. Like the sound of that? The ACP. Sign up, connect, and save at getinternet.gov.
Welcome to this month's meeting of the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club. Bingo winners.
Bingo!
Instant winner.
Here.
Oh. Big money winners.
Yeah, I think they're in Tahiti.
Second chance winners. Second chance winners.
Every single time.
New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with over $98 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.70 to 4.68. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. What, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's gonna fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Attention, it's time for the morning announcements. Make sure your parents are aware of the Ingalls Tools for Schools program and ask them to link their Ingalls Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville for the final time in the 3 to 6 time slot.
Oh, memories like the corners of my mind.
When you hear us again on Monday here in the Ingalls studio, we will be coming to you at noon.
Misty watercolor memories.
Noon to 3 weekdays here on ESPN Asheville following today, which is, I realize that it's going to be a different shakeup for some of you. It'll be a different shakeup for us as well. Yes, it benefits me by being able to get out of here earlier in the evenings. It allows us the opportunity to post more on social media in the evenings as well. And
it makes the show much more accessible.
Yes.
I've had a bunch of people say, well, that's my drive home. Well, trust me, you'll be able to get it on the iHeartRadio app. You'll be able to get it on YouTube. You'll have it on Spotify. You'll have it on all of the things, and it will be up quicker.
Yes.
So as opposed to listening to it the next morning, you can listen to it while it's still relevant.
Indeed, you can. So Monday starts the noon to 3 Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Same great show. Just a new.
There's gonna be some new. There'll be some new elements.
Same great station. Just new, better time slot. We are in the midst of the daily draft here. Where are we going to go this weekend around the football world? I took Texas, Alabama first because I thought that was the no-brainer of the weekend. And then Jeremy quickly reminded me, oh, wait, we've got Super Bowl contenders battling it out on Monday Night Football on September 11th. It's going to be a spectacular there at MetLife Stadium for Monday Night Football. Then you went Miami and the Los Angeles Chargers at SoFi. I came back with Mississippi and Tulane. It's the only other top 25 matchup we got in college football this week. And then the Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. Your final selection, Jeremy, was Dallas at the New York Giants on the night before at MetLife Stadium on Sunday Night Football. Your fourth selection of the week, where are you going now?
I'm going to Acrisure Stadium, which will always be Heinz Field to me, to see the San Francisco 49ers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have a really funny feeling that this is not going to go well for San Francisco at all. You remember last year when Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, it's week one, and Cincinnati's great, and Pittsburgh's awful, and Pittsburgh came out and punched them right in the jejunum.
Yep.
That's going to be a Tonka toy, I believe, compared to what they're about to do to Whittle Block Putty. And I cannot wait for the gnashing of teeth on Monday and me to just sit in this chair and go, I tried to tell you. You didn't want to listen, but I tried to tell you.
So you're going bloodletting.
I won't be shocked if the San Francisco 49ers final point total is less than the number on my wrist. That's 13 if you've never met me, folks.
That's a bit. That's a bit. All right.
I think that Pittsburgh defense is phenomenal. And now with the hype and what you saw in the preseason and the offense scored every time the first team offense was out there, it's going to be lively. To me, that is a horrible break in the schedule for San Francisco. Because look, Brock Purdy doesn't have a lot of starting experience under his belt. And the last time he played, he got hurt. There's a little gunshot of that, especially with a guy that hadn't played that many snaps.
Mm-hmm.
And I am really interested to see, and if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. If San Francisco comes out and punches them in the mouth, I don't see a prayer of that happening. But
right,
it's a very interesting game to me.
Okay. I also feel like there's a very interesting game in the 4 o'clock slate of the NFL on Sunday, and it is at Soldier Field. Look, I don't know, we don't really like Green Bay. We may not like Jordan Love. We may not like the fact that Christian Watson's not going to be playing in the game and Romeo Doubs is highly questionable. But this is never an easy game, right? I know we haven't seen it without Aaron Rodgers, but this is I don't know. I just feel like there might be too many people considering that the Chicago Bears have taken too much of a giant leap from being the worst team in the league last year to now being potentially a division winner. I think we might be thinking that they're going to come in and dominate teams right away, and that I don't see that happening. That Green Bay defense is going to be enough to give a lot of problems to Justin Fields. He's still not good at throwing the football. We know this. I'm excited to see what DJ Moore looks like in this. I think Chicago will get the win, but it is going to be a down-to-the-wire, last play kind of a thing. So I'll take Chicago and Green Bay as my penultimate pick. And then for the last one, I'm going to go college ranks. And this may make you laugh, Jeremy, but I'm going to go to Miami. Miami and Texas A&M. Because there's two teams that are kind of on the cusp. We think they should be good. We're told that they should be good. We're told that they have good coaches. But what we've seen, at least in the first year of Mario Cristobal at Miami, and what we've seen from Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M, is that these are two teams that should be good, but may not necessarily be, which means they should be a perfect matchup for each other.
That game is interesting to me to watch. I'm not really fond of that stadium. I'm also not really fond of Jimbo Fisher. That could also be just a gnarly game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a possibility that neither one of those teams are good. I think one of them is. But we'll talk about that momentarily.
All right, final selection. Where are you going this weekend?
Oh, well, I'm out of NFL games to take. I physically can't take another pro game. Trust me, I tried. So I'm going to go to the game that I knew you weren't going to take, and I would have taken it earlier.
Okay.
It's Nebraska, Colorado. That place is going to be bananas. And I don't think the game will be any good at all. I'm still dumbfounded that number keeps going down. We're all the way down to Colorado -2.5. Who is betting Nebraska? And for the love of God, why?
I can't figure it out myself. I don't know.
The only way that they cover that number is if I am somehow on polar opposite sides of Colorado wrong 2 weeks in a row. I just don't know how you're going to contain them.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Tao said he's amazed that game lasted that long. Well, see, that's the beauty of working with the man every day. I knew we could have done this for 20 rounds. He would never have taken it.
No, because I'm not at all interested in, okay, so you're going to have a great crowd out there, and you're going to bring old Bucky or whatever his name is, the big buffalo. You're going to run him out onto the field. What's his name?
What is his name?
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me.
I thought I knew it, and then I second-guessed it.
Whatever his name is, you're going to run him out onto the field, and it's going to be great to see Dion in his hat.
Ralphie, I was right.
Ralphie, there you go. But then about, I'll give it 37 seconds into the game, we're all going to go, Matt Rule's still terrible. And Dion and his guys have just, it's like they've got angels at their backs. Like, I never expected that they were going to come out and do what they did to TCU last week and be able to just put up 45 points, come back and win the game, all of that, the things that Shedeur was able to do and Travis Hunter was able to do. You just don't see that. And I get that it's going to draw eyeballs, but this game's not going to be close.
Josh in our YouTube comments said the fact that sharps have said this line moved too much in a week, it's insane. I agree. I feel like, and I'm glad he said that because I've wanted to say this all week long, a lot of people that have been doing this as long as I have, you're a little late to the party when things change. The transfer portal has made the first 2 weeks betting college football borderline impossible. Tank, you and I have been doing this show together daily for 3.5 years. Do you know what my winning percentage in college football is since we started this is?
What's that?
56.7%.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people say, well, that's not that good. You can make a professional living off this at 53. The best players in the world are roughly where I have been the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It has been practically impossible because there's so much discrepancy in the teams. I have no idea how a team like Colorado that has 9 guys returning, I don't know what that's going to look like. I can look at every individual player and say this is how you fit. I don't know how you fit together. So forever, especially in college football, we've had this narrative that a line can't move that much because it's in large part it's the same team year over year unless the coach changes, unless X, Y, and Z. Well, now you have all of those things at one time, and it makes it impossible to handicap.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you're at with Colorado. We were wrong, and as I say with Vegas, it turns like a cruise ship.
Yep. Stephen Tao in the YouTube comments, he said he was surprised because I'm a sucker for a story, and you're absolutely right about that, Stephen. But only when you're going to be in a competitive game. And I feel like Colorado is just going to dust the cornholers.
Tank loves a Hallmark movie. That's his happy place is to go home, sit in his chair, and have a good cry. But I've understood the whole time. He's just not overly interested in the Colorado thing.
I mean,
if they go 3-0 and they go to play Oregon and then they go to play USC, then he might be on board. I'm not even sure then because I think you believe Oregon and USC will boat race Colorado.
I don't know about boat race them. I think that's out of the cards. I don't think anybody's going to boat race them.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
You think USC will beat the tar out of them?
I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day that is a handicapper in Vegas, and he said right now you could honestly tell me that we set that over under at 100, and I'm still not sure I wouldn't bet the over. Because, yes, Colorado can score. That defense is not good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what you ran into last week with TCU was you missed a lot of opportunities, and Travis Hunter was doing a good job of shutting down your first read, and Chandler Morris wasn't doing a good job of getting through the progressions. I don't think Jeff Sims can do that either. So this is a weird anomaly game to me, and it would be my luck that Nebraska comes out and finds some way to keep this 20-17.
Yeah. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We'll be right back.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Expecting some pretty good thunderstorm coverage here in western North Carolina for the weekend ahead. We've got some slow-moving downpours out there tonight also. Temperatures in the valley in the mid-60s. And storms staying fueled up here throughout the weekend with high temps in the 70s tomorrow and Sunday. Heavier rains possible Saturday afternoon. Long range late next week, Thursday, Friday, a true taste of fall with some 40s coming for nighttime lows. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. Future 26 westbound slowing west of 240 to Elk Mountain Road. 26 eastbound begins to slow at Brevard Road, continues in pockets to Airport Road. 26 westbound is slow between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Smoky Park Highway northbound approaching Sand Hill Road is slow. Avery Creek area, Brevard Road southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road southbound, light delays approaching Mills Gap Road. North Asheville, Merriman Avenue northbound approaching Edgewood Road slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
Paid for by the Affordable Connectivity Program through getinternet.gov.
I heard about something called the Affordable Connectivity Program. It helps people save money on internet.
I don't have the internet, but I'd like to.
You should apply to see if you're eligible. You could save $30 a month.
Sign up, connect, and save at getinternet.gov.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on around the NFL. Win bragging rights at this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Are you ready to take your financial well-being to the peak of excellence? Hey everybody, it's Chris Angel from Mountain Credit Union. Summit Personal Checking is a high-dividend checking account designed to elevate your financial goals to unprecedented heights. Prepare for a financial experience that combines exceptional benefits, competitive returns, and unparalleled convenience, all in one powerful account. Rates subject to change, restrictions apply. Visit mountaincu.org or stop by any of our local branches to learn more about this limited-time offer from your local credit union. At Mountain Credit Union, we're here for you because we're here with you.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Just mix a packet of Eucora with water and drink it when you need support, like right after intimacy. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
At Ingles, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for T-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com. We'll get there eventually. It is the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, and it's time for the most important message of the day, Jeremy Green.
Don't do crimes!
Don't do crimes.
Yeah,
don't forget
do
where
crimes.
the buttons are. Don't forget that your mic's on. I mean,
just struggling.
Yeah, sometimes, damn, it's the only thing you can say about how the day's going.
I heard it through my headphones. Nope, that's not supposed to do that.
Yep.
It's a professional operation around here, folks.
It is indeed. We're coming down to the final moments of the show here in the 3 to 6 time slot. Going to be on Monday. When we return, we'll be on from 12 to 3. We'll still have all the favorite segments of the day, like the weird news. And
if Tank doesn't find a way to get at least himself fired.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Name's on the door. Nobody cares. What is your big breaking news story of the day?
My breaking. It's not really breaking.
Who's the breaking news? Can I hit the button?
No,
please,
please, because it's not breaking news. It's crimes.
All right.
My story is from Arizona. Somebody in the Goodyear area of Phoenix, they took a donation to Goodwill. Had clothes, other assorted knickknacks, and when the people at Goodwill started searching through the donation, they found something strange in the bottom of a box. It was a human skull, and it still had teeth and a fake eye.
Oh,
attached. It's really weird. Look, it's on my screen. It's kind of mortifying me, to be honest with you. The only thing is that there was no sign of any kind of crime with the skull, so they sent it off to a forensic lab to have it investigated. Turns out it's an antique skull of some kind, and they believe it was a decoration. Okay. I don't know for what. You're going to say Halloween, and I know that.
Yeah.
If you're decorating this intricately for Halloween, do not invite me to your parties. Because that's actually a person's whole head, and I don't need that.
So it freaks you out knowing that it's real human.
Yeah, it's the teeth. It needs to not have teeth. All right, that's just.
Wouldn't it look weirder if you just yanked all the teeth out of it?
Not for me. It's weird.
I would think a skull without teeth would look weirder than one with teeth. But.
Yeah, it might.
I mean,
the one fake eye is really not doing much for me either.
I was gonna say the glass eye is a great touch.
Yeah, okay. That's got to go away. I don't like looking at that. I need bunnies or rainbows or something to get my chi back where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Found this one. So I guess justice has been served on a grizzly bear. Montana Fish and Wildlife has confirmed that a grizzly bear euthanized on Saturday, September the 2nd, was the same bear that killed a 48-year-old woman of Kansas in July. Early Saturday morning, FWP wardens received a report from a West Yellowstone homeowner that a grizzly bear with a cub broke into their house through a window while they were home and grabbed a container of dog food. Well, they captured the bear later. They captured the cub. And then, of course, what happened with the adult? If somebody captures the cub, what's the response of the bear, the adult bear, gonna be? Not very kind. There's a reason that whole mama bear saying exists. Well, they ended up killing the adult bear because she got angry that they had taken her cub. But then it turns out this was the same bear that was linked to a murder. So I guess the stealing of the dog food, that would have been a cruel punishment had that been the only crime committed by the bear. But I mean, I guess if you can say that it was attached to a killing, then that makes us all feel better, right? Even as a bear, don't do crimes. It is the Sportsocracy, and this is a Football Friday. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Football Friday.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it like you. That hurts my throat to do.
Got a very gravelly voice.
Yeah, can't do it. Any more college games on the slate that stick out to you? I mean, Appalachian State and North Carolina. Is there any way that game could be as entertaining as it was last year?
Oh, Lord, no.
No.
That's a bloodletting.
That's how I feel. After the defensive performance that they put up last week against South Carolina, I don't see how Appalachian State is going to be able to put up much of a fight against the Star Hill team, but we shall see.
No, for me, the slate pretty well goes Notre Dame, NC State at noon with Colorado and Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be bouncing back and forth between those two. I do find the NC State game to be, I will say, interesting because I was in no way impressed by NC State in that first game with UConn, but I like UConn better than most do. So I envision Sam Hartman and Notre Dame come out and just walk them. And when I say that, I mean 2 scores. It's never really in doubt. Comfortable. But if State makes a game of that, I may have to reassess what Notre Dame is. Because the first 2 teams they played are completely irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Army or Navy, and Tennessee State are not really doing anything for me.
No.
I want to see you do what you did to those two to NC State. Mm-hmm. And that's the point where I'll go, yep, that's a national contender. With a shot at Ohio State and USC, who are both flawed contenders.
Mm-hmm. At least as far as we've seen.
Yes. And that's intriguing to me. We've already talked about Nebraska, Colorado. Mm-hmm. Then you get Ole Miss, Tulane, Texas A&M, Miami in that 3:30 window, which is a good just bounce back and forth, maybe have a little nap in there. 3:30 is feeling like prime nap season for this weekend in college football.
But you'll miss the kickoff of the Fighting Mike Houston's if you do that.
I will, and that's fine.
He's like, I'm good with that.
I mean, I have DC Stream, so I will certainly watch it because I support my guy Mike as often as I can. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a good chance that they're going to win that game.
Yep. 4:15 here on ESPN Asheville. The coverage will start for North Carolina and Appalachian State with the kickoff scheduled for 5:15. I don't think there's a whole lot we're going to learn about any of these teams outside of Texas and Alabama. Maybe Notre Dame, as you said, against NC State. Everybody's just, I mean, this is cupcake week.
Oklahoma's a team I think you'll be able to learn a little bit about.
Against SMU?
Yes, because
just how good are they?
SMU or Oklahoma?
SMU.
They're talented enough to be a real fly in your ointment. They can score really easily. If Oklahoma, and now look, I'm not saying they're going to beat them 73-0. Mm-hmm. If Oklahoma is able to score like that and prevent SMU from scoring, that's when I'll start going, okay, maybe there's something to Brent Venables. Maybe there's something to the fact that defense is better. Arkansas State didn't mean squat to me. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just watched Oregon hang 81 on somebody, and I don't buy them in the least. So that's the kind of the go-between to the night slate, and then you get Texas, Alabama.
Yep.
Which is that's everything you, at least for you, it's everything you could want. I don't know how great of a game it's going to be, but
it's definitely everything that I could want. I'm also intrigued by the Wisconsin-Washington State game, just because that's a couple of Power 5 schools going at it, and I actually have high hopes for Wisconsin. I think this dual running back thing that they've got going with Ches Malusi and Braylon Allen they're going to be able to do a lot with that, with Phil Longo and Luke Fickell calling the plays there. So that'll be an interesting one as well. But your team, you got Southern Miss. It's not great.
That's gonna be a whole lot to very little.
My team's got Ball State, and I can't wait for us to not take that game seriously and make it look a little uncomfortable, and then Jeremy to go, hey, what do you think about that? Still don't care. Still don't care. The NFL slate, we've given you all of our picks for the games. Did we
Asheville Police Chief David Zack on his way out did feel the urge to tell me that we're nothing's changing there. We're picking games even with the time slot switch. He will still be live. It will not be recorded in any way, and that makes me happy.
I do love it when you ask. So is that going to be a problem for you to come up here earlier? And he kind of gives you that look like.
Name's on the door.
Yeah,
I'm waiting
the
for him
boss.
to say that.
I'm the boss.
The day he looks at Tank and goes, name's on the door, I do what I want.
Right. Unless city council calls me into a closed-door meeting for an emergency, I feel like I can be there. So it's good to know that we've got that going. Just so excited about the first week of actual NFL football. We've got all of the fantasy lineups to set up, and if you've got last-minute fantasy questions, your place to be is with us on Sunday mornings.
Looking forward to having Armchair back in the fold on Sunday for our live fantasy football show. Just, you wake up, you make a little coffee, maybe some little eggs, some sausage, and you tune into your two favorite formerly fat idiots sitting at a bar that's not even open yet. Let's go. And then it will be open, and then consumption season is upon us.
Join us every Sunday of the football season at the Village Porch, football home of the Sportsocracy, 51 North Merriman Avenue up in the Reynolds Village mixed-use development that's up there near the YMCA in North Asheville. 51 North Merriman Avenue, the Village Porch. You're going to love the food. You're going to love the atmosphere, and you may not want to leave.
I will be there all day. I know Tank will be there as long as he can hang out because, he's got to do a political talk show. I don't know what time you get here, and I don't want to know.
4. I get here at 4 every day.
Like in the parking lot?
Like in the parking lot. I'm pulling up at 4 o'clock.
But the show doesn't start till 6.
Yeah, I got stuff to do, man. Pre-production, try to wake up, for one.
That's a really formal Tank Spencer way of saying watch TikTok videos and poop. It's where he just went to you folks.
Not a bad assessment. And I'll just follow that up with, what are you, a cop?
Bingo.
New time on Monday, 12 o'clock for us. We got bangers coming up next with Jeremy Green. He's got your final set of places that you need to put your money this weekend, and it's everybody's favorite, right? Everybody's favorite. Underdogs coming up next here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slowing 26 eastbound between Brevard Road and Airport Road. 26 westbound stop and go between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Smoky Park Highway northbound approaching Sand Hill Road is slow. In the Avery Creek area, Brevard Road southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Merriman Avenue northbound approaching Edgewood Road, traffic is slow. The Western North Carolina Mountain State Fair getting underway. Need to plan for delays around the WNC Ag Center. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
It's the Catamount Football home opener on Saturday, September 9th at 2:30 p.m. as WCU takes on Sanford at Bob Waters Field, E.J. Whitmire Stadium. Brought to you by Ingalls Markets and iHeartMedia Asheville. It's White Out Whitmire, as all fans are encouraged to wear white. The first 5,000 fans at the game get a free White Out shirt. Advanced ticket sales start at $16 for adults and $11 for kids. For tickets, visit catamountsports.com or call 800-34-GO-WCU. Go Cats!
Welcome to this month's meeting of the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club. Bingo winners.
Bingo!
Instant winner.
Here.
Oh. Big money winners.
Yeah, I think they're in Tahiti.
Second chance winners. Second chance winners.
Present!
Every single time.
New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with over $98 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.70 to 4.68. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
At Ingalls, we're proud to sponsor area athletics at all levels. Whether we're building new fields for t-ball, celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. We're here for the fans. No one gets the dedication to the home team like you guys. And we've got all the sports you can handle. It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Coffee still closes on. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
It wasn't easy. I must admit it was not easy, but I've got exactly what you're looking for. The first, little housekeeping. Alabama's a 7-point favorite at home against Texas, and that is stupid. I like Texas a lot. Queen Ewers didn't look good last week, and frankly, I'm not buying this, we didn't want to show anything. That's what loser teams say, and I was already leaning Alabama anyway. Soon as that came out, yeah, roll tide. I think they rolled Texas after last year. But that's not what you're here for.
Underdog, 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 underdog.
Speed of lightning! Roar of thunder! Boise State is a 3.5-point dog at home against Central Florida. This is an overreaction because they look like dog piddle against Washington. A lot of teams are going to look that way because that offense is fantastic and UCF ain't got it. Give me Boise State plus 3.5. They went outright. My guy, your guy, the Fighting Mike Houstons of East Carolina are a 3-point dog at home against Marshall. And that is stupid. Marshall is not very good. And East Carolina is criminally underrated because Vegas doesn't know a lot of these players. Well, guess what? I do. And they're better. Go Pirates. They went outright. Miami. I can't believe I'm doing this. As a lifelong Florida State fan, I cannot believe I'm about to, in good conscience, say that my favorite underdog of the week is Miami. Oh, wait, they're playing Lucifer himself, Jimbo Fisher. Give me the Hurricanes. I don't care what the number is. I've seen it range from 3 to 5.5. They're going to win this game outright, and it's not going to be close. And finally, Tulane, the Fighting Squidbillies, are a 7.5-point dog at home against Ole Miss. A little aside, how in the world did they convince Ole Miss to play this game at Tulane? I'll never understand that. But they're going to take Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss, whatever you want to call them, they're going to take them to the woodshed because they can score, but they couldn't stop a leaky faucet. Take all those wagers to betus.com and use the promo code Sportsocracy to get a 125% deposit match on your initial bonus and wager football with us all season long.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Expecting some pretty good thunderstorm coverage here in Western North Carolina for the weekend ahead. We've got some slow-moving downpours out there tonight. Also, temperatures in the valley in the mid-60s. And storms staying fueled up here throughout the weekend with high temps in the 70s tomorrow and Sunday. Heavier rains possible Saturday afternoon. Long range late next week, Thursday, Friday, our true taste of fall with some 40s coming for nighttime lows. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slowing 26 westbound west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway, 26 eastbound slowing between the French Broad River and Airport Road. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road north and southbound at Long Shoals Road, very busy. In the Arden area, Hendersonville Road north and southbound at Haywood Road, delays. Sweeten Creek Road moving well. On the Charlotte Highway, no backups or delays. The Western NC Mountain State Fair getting underway. Plan for delays around the WNC Ag Center. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This week in the Buncombe County Game of the Week, we return to Reynolds High School as Watauga comes in to take on the Rockets. The Pioneers are 3-0 on the season. It'll be another tough non-conference test before Reynolds starts conference play next week. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 7 with a kick of 7:30. On ESPN 1400, Tuscola is back at home hosting Swain. The Mountaineer pregame show starts at 6:30. The best high school coverage is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business. And we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
Careless debris burning is the leading cause of wildfires in North Carolina. Before you burn, take a look at the weather and avoid burning on dry, windy days. Never leave your fire unattended. You are the best defense against wildfires. Learn more at ncforestservice.gov.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed